Are you not entertained? Is that why you're here?
Lovely bug.
You being sarcastic or something, Martin?
Fool, you should never mix your drinks.
What are you retarded?
We'll have to take this abuse much longer.
You're a fool! You're a fool! You're a fool!
Oh, that's what we call diarrhea.
You think this is a fucking joke? This ain't Kenny camera. There's no hidden cameras.
Oh shit, I've said fuck. Oh fuck, I've said shit.
That's your loss. Get a weapon collector loss.
I could knock him out in the shed.
Are you kidding me? That is crazy.
Stop it, please. For God's sake, please stop it. There's no more time.
Is that why you're here?
Right, everyone. WeaponCollector here. Hopefully you can hear me and see me. Yes, welcome to the live stream. Hopefully there'll be a fair few on tonight, but who knows. So, Deep in the Bunker, how you doing, mate? Mark, how you doing? Spacey, how you doing? John, how you doing? Slow to know, man. You right, mate? I didn't get a chance to join your thing earlier and watch your videos, but maybe I'll catch up tomorrow. Nick, Len, how you doing? You right? Yes. Connor, how are you? Yeah, so the new crossbow shoots fucking lovely. It's mental. Yeah, for that kind of price, even 100 quid, mental. Johnny, how you doing, mate? You right? Yeah, don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Renato, how you doing? Percy, you right, mate? Gyro, he said, your weapons wall reminds me of Brandon Herrera's. Lol. Spacey said, good review. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I thought I'd do the usual sort of everything all the people are interested in. You know what I mean? I did get your email earlier as well, Spacey, and your other one. Thank you for messaging me. Johnny said, I bought the Man Kung after watching your video. I'll tell you what, Johnny, you won't be disappointed. It's fucking great. I'll tell you, it's great. Yeah. Sparky said, I've been thinking about blade countermeasures. Hear me out. Chainmail, butcher's gloves inside welder's gauntlet. I've heard that one as well. Yes, great idea. And another one is chainmail, butcher's glove inside those. They're like rubber building gloves, but they've got like a grippy texture on the front. What they do, they're really good at gripping a blade, but also you've got the chainmail underneath. That is one that I got told about by Simon Flint. Spacey said restock at Merlin, says January 26th. Yeah. If they're still 60 quid, as I say, even 100 quid is well worth it. Yeah, Sparky, that's a really good setup doing that. A kind of glove. Yeah, that's it. They're like rubber, hard. Fucking hell, it's hard to talk. Hardware and rubber with like a grippy bit on the front. Yeah. And what they do, that'll grip the blade as well. And then you've got the stuff underneath to stop it cutting. Deep in the Bunker's been doing tests on cut-proof stuff. I don't know if he filmed it or not, but he actually let his family test some cut-proof stuff while he was wearing it. Yeah. Johnny said, yeah, screw fix, dot and molded glove. That's it. That's exactly it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Jorel said, I had a little ammunition accident trying to replace the lid on the coin case with 2mm pin cartridges, and the 2mm shot went very wrong. What happened? Don't make it go off. Johnny said they're going up in price everywhere. They sell out in minutes. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. Out of all the magazine crossbows, because I can't afford the magazine crossbows myself, so I know what it feels like. The only reason I have any magazine crossbows, apart from that one, is because basically people have donated for them. Because I can't afford to buy them. Way, way, way too expensive. Someone was saying, at 100 quid, you might as well spend more and get a more expensive one. But the thing is, the next one up, the next cheapest magazine crossbow up, 269 quid. That's a lot of money compared to 100 quid. You know what I mean? Or 60 quid. 60 quid's fucking amazing bargain. That's worth 100 quid. I'm telling you, that's worth 100 quid. Johnny said, I've got a mate making me a 15 bolt mag for the Mankung. It's 3D printed jeans. Yeah, the 3D printed stuff's good. Yeah. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Truth Seeker said Interceptor or Revo 7 or 12. Cheers, mate. I've had a go on a Revo 7 yesterday. Yeah, I shot a Revo 7 yesterday. That had a misfire. After we put the 120 lim on it, I shot one bolt and then the second one misfired. But the Revo 7, now that's a hell of a crossbow, but that's about 400 quid. Way out of my price range. So yeah, anyway, how are you lot? Chat about anything, you know what I mean? But it's going to be crossbows and self-defense probably tonight. Daryl said the case exploded. 3 or 4 pinfires went up and the coin case was busted. Fortunately, no 2mm balls were loaded into the case and the case was slightly ajar. Popped my bloody ears. Yeah, I bet it did. The Interceptor, the main Interceptor, I know nothing about that, to be honest. Apart from it's like 18 shot and yeah, it looks amazing. But they're just so pricey. You know what I mean? Percy said, would have been better design if it cocked from the front end grip rather than the stock. That way you could keep aim while loading. Yes, that would be ideal. That's what the Revo 7 does. Instead of having to do that, yeah, you can keep it shouldered. That's what the Revo 7 does, but it's very, very expensive. Mark said crossbow sales in the UK went up something like 70% last year. I bet they went up a fucking lot when I did my videos. Christ. Pete, how you doing, mate? You right? Johnny said, I just bought my first compound bow. A Sanlida Dragon X. Have any of you tried one? I have not tried that. I have got my compound bow just down there, but it might be difficult for me to get now. I am going to do... Someone wanted me to do a comparison with a compound bow and a crossbow, just to see... That, you know, they're very different things, but it'd be interesting to compare the speed at which you can shoot a certain amount of bolts, the power, stuff like that. Gerald said, I bet the crossbow sales is due to the deteriorating situation in the country. Well, exactly. That is what it is, but yeah. Renato said, the Revo 7 costs €450, and even then it has a dry fire. What the fuck? How disgusting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it... So I borrowed it off of... So Tom came around. Tom and Cheryl came around. They come and got their stuff that they won. And then... but they came to visit me, really. They came and had a little visit. And Tom bought... We didn't have a go on the Stinger because I already used that before. But I filmed a load of tests with the Revo 7 to do at a later date. To show at a later date. And... yeah, that's an amazing crossbow. But costs... You know, that's a crossbow that's been built up from the ground. So, you know, from the ground up. So it has every feature you can think of that you'd want. And for that, it costs money for that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that dry fired. I had a dry fire. Daryl said the Derringer I bought, it just got put on sale for 160. Damn. Was it? Oh, you paid 220. Shannon said, you've been reported to the local authorities for your set of lethal weapons. I don't have any lethal weapons. These are all sporting goods. And I'm not breaking any laws or anything. Let's go see who Shannon is, shall we? Let's go and open her channel up and have a look. Okay. Channel that's about 6 months old. Well, I'm not breaking any laws. Alright, that's that done. Alright, where am I? Just sorting that out. Johnny says, check out the Sanlida X8, bud. They're highly rated in America. I'll look into it. Renato said the repeating crossbow has to be viable. Definitely. You know, there was only one dry fire out of all of it. But yeah. I haven't had any with that. Nagato said, did you see the new bayonet version? It's called UPK knife. And it's extremely cool. No, what do you mean? There's a knife called that, or what do you mean by bayonet version? Percy said, at the Battle of Agincourt, English longbows fired 6 arrows to every French crossbow bolt. How technology has changed. There you go. Spacey said, loads of CO2 replicas I would love, but the newest K98's friend and 30 quid. Yeah, that's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money. Hi, Metallic. How you doing, my queen? You all right? She said, hey, I've been listening while I'm trying to make a folder of photos that are small enough to use my digital frame. Still need to lose 30 megabytes. That's a shame. Demon One said, wanted to say thanks for your last video on putting an armor inside the rucksack. I put chopping board inside my son's rucksack, so he's got defense on the way to college on the bus. Oh, I'm glad that helped, Deep. Yeah, I've just set my bag up. Because I go on the coach to London occasionally, and then I have to walk about in London a tiny little bit. You know, so I am in London in a crowded area at times. So I've set my own bag up. So genuinely, that bag that I showed, that is my that is my bag and my setup. So I think it's worth doing, because if they never need it, then it don't matter. But it's worth having in case you do need it. And I'm glad it helps. Deep in the bunker. Mr. X, how you doing, mate? You right? My views are going mad at the minute. I think I'll tell you how much percentage my views are up, everyone. So there's been a couple of videos recently that have been very, very popular, and my whole entire channel stats are up by. Hang on, I don't know if it says on this one how much by the percentage, but I think it was 268% up. Yeah, everything's up. Great. Makes a change, because normally my channel's sort of restricted, and I bet, to be honest, it could probably be higher than it is, but they're probably still restricting it slightly, and people are probably finding these videos by actually just looking for them rather than being sent them. Joe said, no one breaks into WC's place will see that wall and suddenly realise they need to file their tax returns far away. Plus I'd be late just there. Truth Seeker said, a lot of people talking about self-defense lately. Thermal flask keeping coffee red hot. That is a good one. I like that, Truth Seeker. That is a very, very good one. I need to include that in my next one, because there's a couple I keep forgetting. People often bring up the Millwall brick, and I always forget about that, because I need to make one, and then I'll remember it then. And thermos flask, fucking great idea. Yeah, what a great idea. Yeah. Bill, how you doing, mate? You all right? I'm going to, if I miss a couple of comments, put it back on. Johnny said people are prepping more the last couple of months due to what's happening in this crazy world. Bill said, I didn't get a heads up from YouTube about your stream had started, nor did my comment post. I have seen a couple of your comments, mate. I haven't had a chance to reply yet. I've been going through them. But yeah, I did see one recently. I don't know if that was this video or not. Like the last video. Percy said, suddenly your videos are getting promoted by YouTube, officially off the launch. Maybe. Nagato said, it's not really a knife. It can be attached to the front of a rifle and can slide the blade out on a hinge. All right. Well, if you want to email me, or tell us what it's called, and I'll get something to write down. The Ninja Man, how you doing, mate? You all right? I'll just try to catch up with the comments. Peach, how you doing, mate? Marcus, nice to see you back, mate. How you doing? He said figures would go through the roof if you did the Naruto run. Well, there's a video of me doing that somewhere. Connor said, what is a Millwall brick? It's when you get a newspaper. I had a newspaper just there, and now I don't have it there. Wait a minute. I may have a newspaper. Actually, I better not. Because it's the fucking Sunday Sport, and it'll have tits on every page. Basically, you get a newspaper, you roll it up very tight, and then you fold it in half, and that becomes really fucking rigid, like as rigid as a piece of wood. And then you can strike with that. Mr. X said, won't stay on long, got a few projects that need completing. As well, it's good to see you about, though, mate. Good to see you about. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Johnny said, pole ball in an old footy sock, old classic. But you've got to justify it to the police why you've got it, though. That's the only thing. Michael said, "Is an AR-15 in the background an airsoft gun?" Yes, it is. Yeah, it's an airsoft gun. Yeah. Right, I've just about caught up. The penultimate ninja said, "It's disgusting that you can't have pepper spray. My daughter has been carrying it since she was 12." Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm gonna delete your comment, but not because you're in trouble, so you don't get in trouble. I fucking already read it out, didn't I? Carl, how you doing? But yeah, I don't blame you for wanting, The Ninja Man said, "Managed to get an MOD survival knife, so now I can use your leather sheath that I got." Oh, nice. I forgot you bought one of them. Yeah, nice one, mate. Nice. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I told you my hands are fucked, didn't I? That was ages ago when I told you that, wasn't it? They're still fucked now. Or was they just hurting then? I think they was just starting then, weren't they? Yeah, they're fucked. David Mountain Happy Time sock, hard as now. Yes. One of my favourite jokes. I can't remember it like specific details of the joke, but is that bit in Game On where he said his dad used to like be a bastard to him, and he comes in the bathroom and starts shouting at him, "Why are these towels hard? Why are these towels hard?" And then he ends up just shouting at him, "God, it's my cum," or something stupid like that. I was making me fucking piss myself. That does. Oh god. There are also like a metal toothpick on a key ring. It could be pretty effective in self-defense. Yeah. Mark said, no, Johnny said, "Have you heard there is a trigger upgrade for the Mankind?" I've heard that as well, but I don't know any more about that though, other than I've heard it. Yeah. Michael said, "Do you still own a real baton?" I've got old police batons. You can't have extendable batons. You can't have straight batons. You can't have side handle batons. But you can have sort of old style truncheons. Penultimate Ninja, sorry, I should have said I'm in the US. My daughter's American. There you go. There, that's okay. Yes. I just thought I'd better delete that because you get yourself in trouble. Thank you for clarifying, mate. But yes, no. Yeah, why can't I don't know why they don't make it maybe just so I'd like everyone to be able to have pepper spray, but maybe women are allowed it. But now they I don't think they ever would. I do have a Spyro baton. Yes. I've got to try and get it without moving that crossbow. Dalek made me that. That'll feature in an episode of the Spyroverse soon. Mark said you can carry farb spray. It sprays that red paint dye. Yeah, I was watching. I've got some farb spray, farb gel. Yeah, that's all right stuff. That'll, this is what I was thinking about a good way to explain it to people, because often people will say about a lot of these spray things, will it stop them? Will it, often because we're not allowed pepper spray, what farb gel will do, and a lot of the other thing, it's a similar effect to basically if you chucked a cup of water in someone's face. That's not going to hurt them, but you chuck a cup of water in someone's face when they're not expecting it, they're fucking shocked and they're like, they can't see, and you know what I mean? They don't know what's happened. That just gives you seconds to do something else. And also the farb gel also marks them. But it doesn't, a lot of these sprays, they don't hurt someone per se, but it'll shock you. If I suddenly spray something in your face, even just water in your face when you're not expecting it or whatever, it will, exactly. And the farb gel foams up as well, so it stops you being able to see. But I was just trying to think of other examples because people were saying, "Oh, that's not worth it. These things don't do anything." But yeah, it's more of a shock factor, and that it, yeah, not more of a shock factor, but the shock factor in it helps. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can't remember her name. Anita Rani potentially today was on. I think it was Anita Rani. She was on. What's that Channel 5 show? Is it Jamie Vine? She was on Jeremy Vine today. She got her fucking keys out and said, "I'll take this out with me," and it was farb gel. And he immediately said, that's pepper spray. And she said, no, it's not. It's barb gel. My husband bought it for me. And then that's when it got me thinking about the other stuff. I look like a red and plum. Yeah, exactly, Ninja. Exactly. But yeah, just remember, whatever you carry, if it's got to have a legitimate use. Otherwise, you could get done for just carrying it. That's all. Pete said, I carry some ammonia in a nasal spray bottle to wash my hands and avoid COVID, which apparently can be used as a weapon, but it carries a firearm charge. Yeah, you don't want any. You've got to be careful with anything sort of toxic. A lot of people mentioned like making peppery sprays to spray on your food, but I think you could get done for. The thing is, if you're going to do something that's going to get you the same effect as having something really serious, well, in my opinion, I wouldn't bother. Or you might. I don't want to sound like I'm encouraging people to do dodgy things, but you know where I'm going here. If you're going to risk carrying something that gets a very hefty, like prison sentence, you might as well just carry the fucking real thing. You know, because it'll be more effective. I'm not encouraging people to do that though. Deep said, I'm cut, see the blood. Spray Spider-Man in the face. Decadent said, have you ever considered a career in interior design? I have, and that may be a sideline I already do. So if you would like a wall like this, just tell me. Percy said, Farb gel is looking positive for UK carry. It was not tested in court. I've seen auditing channels been cleared by the police in their videos. Well, when my brother got done for a firearms offence, they took his farb gels and they just took them, basically sprayed them, said that's not pepper spray, and said it was okay. No charges for that. Whether using one in a situation, I don't, but it's all sort of I can't think of a fucking word. I can't fucking think of the word. You know when it's fuck me, I don't know. So reasonable force, but then I don't think farb gel would ever be classed as excessive force, would it? Because it's not. Yeah. Yeah, Shalady's good. Andy, how you doing? He said Railjet spray or deep heat. Yeah, I got some deep heat. If in my newest video, I have a new self-defense items video that has been on, I don't know, a couple of weeks. That includes canine spray, deep heat, deodorant. It's got a load of things that people mentioned that I haven't got in that last video. silly string. Yes. Metallic said, nice one, Mr. X. I've been working on Fishing Priest today, but when I toasted the wood, I made a few shades darker than I had planned. Yeah, WD-40. Deep heat on the bell end. Matty, how you doing, mate? You all right? No, you're not. You can't have it. Don't even ask. Forage Goats, what a great name. He said that looks like a rate collection. Thank you. Oh, great. Personally, I'll just run like bloody hell. No, bear spray I don't think, because I think bear spray is a sort of pepper type spray, isn't it? As far as I know, Mark. And I don't think you can buy that over here either, because you wouldn't be able to justify it. A snake in a can, yes. And he said, better to be tried by 12 and carried by 6. Yes, exactly. He said, nice to see you on a relaxed live stream. Love the channel, mate. Especially your testing of the new Sobek crossbow. Well, thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. Yeah, fucking lovely little crossbow, isn't it? Lovely. And I'm glad people are enjoying the videos I've done on it. Yeah. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. There's 41 people watching, which is proper decent, to be honest. Bear spray stopped bear man. Joe said, justifying bear spray in a country where bears are secured. Well, maybe you could say you're carrying it because you're a zookeeper, maybe. But that says, send Mike pics, Mr. X, so he can show me. Porridge Goats, if you think I'd fall for that kind of shit, you're a fucking newbie here, mate. Yes. Where's my fucking videos? I'll play you a little clip in a minute. I don't know, I've got half of them on here. The good ones. Just looking up. This one goes up to Porridge Goats.
You think this is a fucking joke? This ain't Kenny camera. There's no hidden cameras. I'm being absolutely straight with you. A fucking joke?
Marcus said, is Samuel still here? You know, I haven't seen him for years, mate. No, not on YouTube at all, sadly, no. No, he disappeared. Some of them do. They just go and... Yeah, no, Samuel's not about now. Not that I know of, anyway. Maybe what's in the background. Carl said, I'm subscribing to your channel. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, that's another Samuel, but not the Samuel that we're talking about. Michael said, you can own any banned weapon if it's 100 years old. Yes. Yeah, if they're antique, yeah. Obviously, some you won't ever find antique. But yeah, if you had a 100-year-old knuckle duster, you'd have that. Chinese eyes, you on about me? These are just my normal eyes. I don't feel like I need to open them fully. Mr. Right said, Indian ink is the key, but got to water it down heaps and it just goes black. Then you can't see the grain. Ah, nice for doing wood. Cookie, how you doing, mate? So me and Cookie, we're still waiting for our Barnet tri-strike. So I'm going to have to get older Prepper's shop. And then if they don't answer me, I may have to do a video. Which I don't want to do. But I don't fucking, you know. Walking sticks, Carl and staffs. Yeah, they're fucking decent. Yeah, I've got some good walking self-defense walking sticks that are made for that. Porridge Goats, I love that, man. Meant no harm. Just pulling your leg. If I fall for things like that, well, nah, you're all good, mate. He said, Kane to sub. I've come across a video a few times before. Keep it up. Mark said, Mike, where did you get that chronograph machine? I think it was off AliExpress. Not for a lot of money. You know, like 40 quid or something stupid. It weren't a lot. First, modern made using traditional methods is also UK legal. Oh, yeah, swords. Well, it depends what it is. If it's a curved sword, because obviously that wouldn't be the case for a knuckle duster, but yeah, swords, yeah, certain swords. Matty said, what's the difference between a prostitute and a drug dealer? I have no idea. A prostitute can wash her crack and sell it again. Oh, Christ. Can't get a sew back now. Sold out. Don't blame me. Fucking blame everyone blaming me for that. Fucking lucky you heard about them. You're lucky you know about them. The Ninja Man said, got some lovely hazel sticks for making walking staffs. Yeah, I do like making a walking stick. Cookie said, I'm 100% blaming you. As do you. You and Matty. He keeps trying to nick that one. Carl said, you have to be injured or disabled to get away with using a walking stick. Probably not, because the thing is, you don't have to have a reason to carry a walking stick. Walking sticks can be carried for, like, I can't think of the proper word, but like a fashion, you know, a fashion accessory. You don't have to have a limp or anything wrong with you to carry a walking stick. Yeah, so you don't have to be ill, but you can have illnesses that come on suddenly as well. So, or you just get tired easily. So you don't have to have anything visually wrong with you to carry a walking stick. But yeah. Hellblaze, how you doing? And he said, what is the big pistol on the left of your head? That is a Daisy 2003, and it's a CO2 32 shot pistol, air pistol. Thank you, Carl. Yeah, support the channel, please, everyone. Definitely at least like it. Yes, sciatica, exactly, Carl, sciatica. Andy said, I ordered one from Outdoor Hobbies for 99 quid. Still a bargain. Maybe they still have some in stock. Yeah, I reckon even for 100 quid, it's a fucking bargain. I'll be honest, mine was 100 quid. I didn't know about the 60 quid ones. Partly why I've advertised them so heavily, because I wanted everyone to get a better deal than I did. Mine cost me 100. I got the 100 quid one. Because I didn't know about the 60 quid one. I bought that, and then someone said, get on Merlin, they're 60 quid. And I was like, fuck, I've already bought it. It was on the way at that point. I was contemplating fucking cancelling it and getting the 60 quid one, but fuck it, it's on the way. Carl said, what if you stove someone's head in self-defense because you got angry? Well, is it self-defense if you got angry and stoved their head in? I don't know. I don't know. It all depends. A lot of it comes down to, now I can't remember the word again, reasonable force. Yeah. Now, if someone had a knife and you battered them with a fucking walking stick, you'd probably be all right. Yeah. Yeah. But if you was like 6 foot tall, 6 foot fucking 5 or something with a fucking great big fucking stick, and it was a little fucking skinny bloke with no weapon, and you battered the shit out of him with a stick, you'd probably get done. Phil, how you doing? Philip Dunphy, how you doing? Thank you, said nice collection. Michael said, just buy a banned weapon that's 100 years old. No one can prove the opposite. Oh, yeah, but I suppose you've got to prove it, though. I don't know. Phil, that's not a grozer. That looks like one, but don't be like embarrassed that you haven't got it right, because I don't know anyone. I think I know one person who got that right once from a guess. No, it's called a Norinco Type 86S bullpup rifle, and there was only like 2,000 imported into America, and they banned them. So it depends how they attack you and who says what force was required. Exactly, yes. Sing, how you doing, mate? He said, neat whiskey and eyes. Shame to waste it, though. Oh, that could work, yeah. Mark said to Ninja, you still owe me a breakfast in Blanchard's Woods. TC said, you'd not be able to buy some World War I weapons. There's a Chinese standard service rifle of the past. Yeah, don't get to like the stream, everyone. So what you got planned for your weekend now I've caught up with the comments? I'm waiting for some broadheads, by the way. So the next video should be on that should be how to set up broadheads for it. And I can talk about bodkins at the same time and a couple of other mods. I might do a whole video on the bolts for it to show you bodkin bolts, broadhead bolts, how to mod the other bolts. So I might show you how to make these ones, which are the standard bolts. These aren't the magazine bolts. But they're close enough. I think you could easily convert them into the magazine bolts. Hello, Dolly. How are you? John said, have you ever wondered if your channel and subscribers are being monitored for illegal activity? Possibly. That's why everything I do is legal. Everything I do is legal. Everything I own is legal. Possibly. But, I don't break the law, so it's all good. They can monitor if they want. But they could be. Pete said, have you got a link for the standard box? As in the... Oh, sorry, Pete. Yeah, you was asking me earlier, weren't you? I got mine from Prepper's shop. That's about as good as I can do for now. Pete. Prepper's shop do them, but they may be sold out. Merlin Archery do them. I think pretty much any website that's selling the crossbows, should have the bolts. But I bought mine from Prepper's shop. The cousin I'm already subbed must have forgot. Fuck's sake. TC said, how's your hands getting any better? No, they ain't no better at all. No better at all. Oh, I have got a X-ray soon, though. So, yeah. Crossshot UK, how you doing, mate? Lovely work on the speed loaders. They work lovely, they do. It's very, very simple but effective design. That, yeah. Crossshot UK is the bloke who makes these. If you want to go and sub him. In fact, give me a second. I'll open up your channel and I'll put a link on, mate. Hang on, because you can't click through people's things nowadays. Like on a live stream, you can't click the thing to go to their channel if you're not like a mod. Right, so this link I'm going to put on is Crossshot UK's channel link. If you want to check him out, he makes the speed loaders for these. Renato said, imagine if you could make 3D printed plastic part for the Sobek box. Right. I had Crossshot. There's a little fucking idea for you. I'm sure I spoke to unless I never did it, but 3D Cabin, he's another bloke who does 3D printed crossbow accessories. I spoke to him once about making. I'm sure I spoke to him. If I didn't, I meant to speak to him about doing a similar thing for the Redback XR. Yeah, if you could print, if a person could print that plastic end in a kind of plastic that was not brittle, so it'd have to be a bit flexible. That's the only thing is a lot of the plastic it's reasonably brittle. If it's flexible plastic, yeah, you could fucking. Yeah, I have ideas anyway. Give me a couple of, not even maybe a week. As soon as I get these bolts, I'll do a video about bolts and we'll talk about all the things that I can think of. Renato, the black part of the box can be 3D printed. Surprised no one hasn't done it yet then, because I've not seen anyone doing it. Donnie said Crossshot could do a bigger magazine, surely. I suppose. These crossbows haven't been out very long, so you'd have to take them apart and work out. But yeah. Deepen Monk said, I can't wait for the Warhammer 40k oscillating sword and the chain sword. Cut through anything. Where are we? I've missed a few comments. Percy said, I think after my Halloween video, I must be monitored by some extreme beliefs agency. Yeah, I bet you were. Don't forget to like the stream. There's 45 people watching. If you ever want to support this channel, you can as well. There's a link in the description. And if someone puts in the word !support, a link will get put in the actual chat that you can do. I'm just going to play a little 30-second video here just to show you how to support the channel if you want. It doesn't matter if people don't, but it's there because often people do want to. There you go. If you ever did want sport, please do. Thank you, Pete. Yeah, don't forget the like, though, mate. Well, just as important. See you later, Johnny. He's got bed. Take care, mate. Zerk S7 said, hi, mate. Does your brother still have a channel? I used to watch him back in the day. He does. He does. The only thing is he took over our dad's business when our dad died in 2020, I think it was. Yeah, 2020. That doesn't seem that long ago. Anyway, Matt took over our dad's business and one of my younger brothers. And then because of that, he's just so busy. He sort of works 6 days a week now. And then, yeah. So I was talking to him about YouTube videos literally yesterday because it was my niece's birthday. So everyone was down here. Yeah. And he just don't get time anymore, sadly. Andy said, they sure are, Mark, unless you have a garage in a sealed Faraday cage and gave it there at night at the right time, you're not going anywhere soon. I've missed some comments there. I don't know what that's all about. Joe said, if you cannot support with money, send Mike Bolts for his new toy. Yeah, I do. Pete said, if you like the content, become a member. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me about the memberships, Pete. Often people do. That's another way to support monthly, even for as little as like £2 a month. That all adds up. And you'll get like multiple entries and free entries into giveaways when I do them, which saying that, I will be maybe in about 2 weeks on 50k subscribers. I'll do a completely free giveaway for that. I don't know what I'll be giving away, but I will do a giveaway for when I hit 50k soon. But yeah, become a member. You do get some exclusive content. It depends, because the problem is often I'm so busy that it's better to get the content out, if that makes sense. Marcus said, Mike, we should do an outing to Bletchley Park. I think we spoke about it once. Yeah, I think we did. We did. I think, and yeah, we did. We did. I'm pretty sure we did, Marcus. Andy said about EMP protection. Oh, thank you, Andy. I appreciate you filling me in there. Yeah, I'd missed a couple of comments there. Yeah, Mark's just too busy now, sadly. I'm sure he still does trapping, and he puts a trap out every now and then. But yeah, I just think he gets in, he's knackered, so he don't have time after work. Saturdays are pricing up jobs, stuff like that. Yeah. T said probably the least of your problems if that happens. What's that? The AMP thing, you mean? So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I might have a nice lazy day tomorrow because it's been a bit hectic lately. I've been going mad with videos because it's paying off at the minute. It's worth doing. It is worth putting a lot of videos out at the minute because, as I say, my views are up by 268%, I think, which is a lot. It's a fucking lot. Everything's massively up, which is excellent for the channel. Getting a lot of subs compared to normal. If I can say if them bolts turn up tomorrow, you'll be getting your bolt video tomorrow. But yeah, I'll have a look in my box. I've got a box of broadheads up there. If I've got ones that will fit it outright, then you might get one in. But what is, I've bought some bolts that I think can be quite easily modded to fit that. So then you could buy these bolts with ever so slight easy modification. Cross your UK, thank you for the donation, Matt. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'll play you a little clip. I'll see if also don't forget if you do donate for the thing, you can leave me a little private message. I don't think I signed in on it. Hang on. I'll have to do it on this one. Thank you, Crossshot. I really do. Oh, bloody hell. That was a very, very generous donation as well. Thank you, mate. And he said, thanks, Mike, for being a genuinely nice guy. Same to you, mate. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, it's really nice of you, mate. Thank you. Yeah, I really fucking appreciate that. Cheers. This one goes out to... So, Crossshot, it's people like you that make this true.
That's the funnest place to be.
And this one also goes out to you. I do appreciate that, mate. I really do. I need to get back on the comments now because I went off of them. I've got a laptop down here with my comments on. Right, now I'm back. TC said always... Hang on. Always have great content. Your shield backpack thing was good. Thank you. Yeah, Liam Weapons and Stuff mentioned that today. Yeah, he gave me a little bit of a sort of shout out. I appreciate that. That's good of him. And Prepper, Painted Prepper, done a sort of a mention today. I don't know if his video's gone live yet, but he did a video on the Sobek as well today. But I know when I first saw it, it was members only. Oh, Tristan, sorry, man. I did see you on earlier. I forgot to say hello. How you doing, Tristan? It's a quick question. Are you a fan of the Mafia games? I've never played them. Although I own 2 of them. I've never got around to playing them yet. Yeah, thank you, Crossshot. I really do appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, Tristan. I saw you on earlier, but there was a fair few comments like going. I'm just checking. There's nothing. I haven't missed anything important. I don't go too far up. Yeah, I've never played them. Never played them, Tristan. Yeah. Teases, I like the naked lady. Couldn't you go and collecting cards or something or magazines? Michael said, "Do you own any spear guns? They're totally legal." You go, no, I've never had a spear gun. Never had one. Yeah. No, never had one. My brother does. He had a few. But see, this is in the. What I was hesitating to say, it wasn't nothing bad, but I think the reason I've never had a spear gun is you'd often get things like that for cheap from things like car boot sales. And I haven't been to a car. I've been to probably 2 or 3 car boot sales in the last 20 years. Tart said, "Can barely lift my arms. Almost killed me hanging up the wash. You know, from your workout." Well, I know you're sort of appreciative that you felt like that, weren't you? But yeah, bloody hell. Yeah. Tristan said, "Yeah, a couple of years back they came out of the new Mafia game for the old called the Old Country that I've become a huge fan of. Love the history, and I even made a replica of one of the knives. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I do want to play one. I've got one of them, but never. Yeah." John said, "In the future, we can expect licenses of crossbows and air guns. How strict would they be in issuing license? Do you think?" I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it? Because there's a hell of a lot of crossbows out there. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows at this point? I know that the last couple of times it came up, though, they've gone and said, we think it's pretty much adequate how it is. Because they did change the law slightly recently in regards to buying them, like with all the ID checks and all that. And yeah, there was something else, but I can't remember what it was now. There's so many, see, because the laws change so often, I start to forget what's going on. Renato said, "Where I live, people hunt octopus. They usually smaller ones are good for swimming near rocks." Oh, nice, yeah. Marcus said to me, "I think you need flights on the spear to use them out of water." Yeah, I don't think, and I think potentially spear guns can be dangerous out of water. I think there have been known issues of, because the spear is sort of on a sort of little bit of a, can be a little bit of a hooky type bit, hook type bit. What can happen is if you shoot them like not in water, it can go along, stay on the elastic, and then spring back in your face, in your eye potentially. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Similar to, there's that famous thing of that woman shooting the great big catapult with the melon on it, and it goes back in your face. Yeah, spear gun can do a similar thing. Shoots forward, and the bolt stays on the elastic, comes back. So that's another reason why I've never really bothered with them personally. Tristan said the knife that in the game is called, I'm probably going to butcher this name, it's called the Spanish, Navaja, I think that'd be Spanish Navaja. Yeah. So yeah, that's be that name, wouldn't it? Joe said, "Quite dangerous using that water. Means there is less resistance, so the gun breaks." The Ninja Man said, "No, did you know that you can kill a Scotsman with a bow and arrow in York?" I do know that. Yes. Yeah, I do. That fucking almost cracks me up. Yeah. Lamp Hunt, how are you? Said, "I just ordered a sew back from Prepper Shop because of your video. I also ordered the £40 military surplus clothing mystery box. Just wondered if you have one, as I can't wait to see what you get in them." Oh, what, the mystery box you mean? No, I've never got one of those. Although there may be someone in the chat who has. Now the Sobek, obviously I got one there because you've seen the videos, but yeah. No, I've never had one of those mystery box clothing things. Hopefully it's good. Yeah. Hopefully it's good. Yeah, cheers for joining in the chat, by the way. I have no idea what they'd have in those. Suppose you got to risk. Can you sort of order like mainly certain sizes as well? Because obviously, if you was massive and you got a load of like, tiny things, you'd be fucked, wouldn't you? But yeah. Andy said, I do know that crossbows are only legal on your own property, but if you are caught with one anywhere else, you would be prosecuted for sure. Yeah, you can't carry them about. So maybe find a way to disguise it. I'm joking, don't do that. Lamppan said, yeah, small, medium. Oh, that's cool then, yeah. Yeah, that's good. I thought they probably would do that because obviously people would get, yeah. That said, I got a Rough Rider folder in Prepper's shop mystery box. Nice. I feel like there's someone in the chat or someone I know online who has got one of those clothing mystery boxes, but I don't know who it would be now, but I'm sure I know someone who did. Marcus said, what regular size crossbow do you recommend? Well, the only two I'd ever recommend is, and it's only because I've got them and I know they work well and they're reasonably cheap and they work. The Jaguar, the standard Jaguar Firecat or whatever it is, the Jaguar Firecat, great single shot £150 crossbow, does the job. I've never had anything go wrong with mine. Or the R9 crossbow. The R9 crossbow and get the upgrade limb to 130. The fact that you're cocking it under lever makes it easier to shoot. £130 limb means it's still powerful. You can hunt with that. Hunt deer with that, with broadhead on it. You can shoot full-size bolts. So, the thing is, the R9 and the Jaguar are actually the same size. They call that R9 and the Adder pistols. The Adder with a stock on is the same size as a fucking full-size crossbow. Saint, how you doing, mate? He said, Mike, Liam's stream got taken down for talking about firearms. To be careful. Oh, that's fucking weird, isn't it? Classified as handling. In fact, that shouldn't be. Yeah. And they started getting weird again. Yeah, at one point, as you know, I had to put the banner up, didn't I? Michael said, have you ever had trouble with the police due to weapons? No, I haven't. I've had the police raid this house probably about 7 times, maybe. I don't know. It's been a long time now. And every time they raid us, they come in here and, you know, sometimes they take stuff, sometimes they don't. But they've never been here because of my weapons. That's a shame, Saint. That's a shame that. Was that today's one? You have to be careful about, if you're talking about firearms, you can't, he knows this, anyway, Liam knows the score. You can't mention anywhere where you can buy them. Manny, he didn't said iron sights or red. I like iron sights. You'll notice with that, I've got the iron sights on it. Yeah. Yeah, I quite like open sights because you can shoot quicker with them. You ain't got to turn things on or look down things. I personally think if you want a crossbow that you can shoot quickly in some kind of situation where you might want to shoot quick, you know what I mean? Open sights, iron sights, in my opinion. Because the kind of distances you're going to be using, you don't need nothing more than that. That, Steve, hello, mate. That is the Mankhang Sobek, the one I've been reviewing recently. Hello, by the way. Saint said, when you did your bag video, I was hoping you would have to cut the vest open so I could see inside. I have the exact same arm. I'll tell you what, I have opened it before, though. That one has chainmail in it, very fine chainmail, and just sheets of Kevlar. Yeah. So I've seen inside it, but yeah, it's got chainmail that's like sewn to a piece of fabric. Very fine. Like, how big? Like, imagine rings about the size of a 177 pellet, that kind of size. Renato said, I modified my adder to an R9. Crossshot UK does an accessory for that. It'd stop a knife, pissy. Yeah, no knife would go through it, Saint. And I'm pretty sure I tested that with my drop weight test. Yeah. Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah. Mike said, why don't you have a gun license for real guns? I don't really want firearms. I don't want the police to sort of have access to my house whenever they want. Yeah. I don't need firearms. I've got nowhere to shoot them. I've got nowhere to shoot a firearm. The Ninja Man said, I'd love a titanium chainmail. That would be fucking epic, wouldn't it? Yeah, imagine that. Yeah, it'd be mental. Light as fuck as well, wouldn't it? Pete said, my mate managed to break his so back within an hour of me giving it to him. What did he do? Yeah, my mate Tom came around recently. He was shooting mine, and I was getting like nervous. Renato said you can buy a Picatinny rail part for the siege crossbow and put it on the adder. Yes. Well, as I say, Crossshot UK, who may still be on, he does an accessory as well, 3D printed. You can take the magazine off, put that on. Yeah, TC, you need a reason for having firearms. You need to have somewhere to shoot and stuff like that. Whereas shotgun license is different. I could probably get a shotgun license if I ain't got. I don't know. I shouldn't have an adult criminal record. I shouldn't. I'm pretty sure I've never been convicted of a crime as an adult. Now I've got a fucking massive fucking record under the age of 21. And that's not supposed to be on a record now, but I've heard that they don't actually get rid of it a lot of the time. Pete said he cocked it way too hard and snapped the stock off, fuck's sake. Christ. Renato said, imagine the Sobek crossbow made entirely of aluminium. It must be cheaper than the PD5. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Again, that would be an amazing setup. But yeah. No, I might stay under the radar. I will. Oh, well, don't you worry about that. Yeah, I don't intend to get in trouble for anything anymore. Ninja Man said the change in the shotgun license till stage 2 firearm, which means it'll be harder for you to get one now. Fair enough. Yeah, I probably wouldn't bother anyway. Joe said, with firearms, GCHQ investigate you. Shotguns, it's plod. Still wise to declare the under 21 stuff. Oh yeah, I don't intend to get a shotgun license. I'm just saying, because if I had a little bit of land, my own land to shoot on, I probably would, but it's not worth it. Adrian said, are you Beavis, Butthead, or both? You lot tell me. Am I Beavis or Butthead or both? Number 4, Mark 1-2. How you doing, mate? He said, I was shooting my 1897 today. Nice. And he said, the stupid thing is, you or anyone could be on a non-crime hate incident register and not even know it if you get turned down for a job. Said neither. I'm British. Butthead was the more dominant personality. Oh no, maybe I'm Butthead then. Mother said cold steel Molotov or cold steel pipe bomb. I have no idea. Don't say no. Molotov. Hello, Adrian. How are you? Anyway. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I might have a relaxing day. If them bolts don't turn up, I might do nothing tomorrow. As soon as I got up today, I did a bit of a workout, and then I was straight out in the garden. Mother said, are you from or close to Birmingham? I saw some shit on the news. I ain't really nowhere near Birmingham, no. Lamp Hunt said, is it legal to get a bayonet for the Sobek? That'd be legal, yeah. When my hands are better, I'll make some for it. But it's just at the minute, my hands are fucked and I can't really work. But my plan, 100%, is to put bayonet on that, and it would be legal. That's fine. And yeah, I'll have to change them slightly to the ones I already make. But you could. There's two different kinds of bayonets. You can have. I've got a bayonet on my Adder and my R9, and they're sharp. They're sharp all the way along because you don't have to hold them. Now the Adder, not the Adder, the bayonets I have on my Redback and my Tomcat 2, they are pointy and will penetrate metal, but they don't have a sharp edge because you use them as a cocking aid. Well, that, because you can use that handle, you could probably have a sharp one on that. Yeah. Penultimate Ninjas. I used to live in Birmingham 6 years ago. Can't believe what's happened to it since I left. TC said, I live in Tipton. Used to live in Handsworth. Mark said, Mike, are you interested in slingshots like the Black Widow? Yeah, I've got a Black Widow. I do have a Black Widow. Am I interested in them, though? See, I do have them, but I don't know. I'm not very good with them. I'm fucking crap with a catapult. I can't hit a fucking thing with a catapult. I would struggle to hit something about that big with a catapult. Yeah, I'm shit with them. Absolute shit. But I do have a Black Widow. I have a Black Widow with the arm brace, and then I have the same crossbow without the arm brace. So, yeah. Have I got a rock sling? I did have one. I don't know whether I've still got it, but they're quite easy to make, aren't they, rock slings? Ninja Man said you're allowed to carry a catapult. They're not illegal to carry. Yes, exactly. Yes. Mark said I'm the same with catapults. Yeah, I like them, but I'm just fucking shit with them. So there's no point. I couldn't hit a can with it. I'd be happy if I could shoot a can with one. I think what I need is to either watch a video or get someone to show me how to aim properly. Because the other thing is, catapults are very much like bows, that when you draw them, you have to draw that exactly the same every time. And when you pull it back, if this hand is ever so slightly different, or this one is ever so slightly not as back far or forward or up or down, then it shoots in a different place every time. And I'm just not consistent enough to shoot like that. Daryl said, Mike, catapult solution, bigger bag to hold more shotgun the damn thing. That's a good idea. Good idea. Yeah, it's a little bit of cheating's acceptable sometimes. Mark said you need a lot of practice with catapults. Yeah, I'm fucking shit with them, mate. Total shit. Renato said, I added a 3D piece that makes the adder more viable. I put the 7-shot arrow magazine and fired at least 20 shots without any problems. That doesn't mean there'll be any problems in the future. Oh, sorry, I started yawning halfway through that. Not that they're boring, but Steve said, I just got good shooter catapult. DC, the slingshots are always look awesome, but probably very hard to master. Yeah, you can see people hitting very small targets, and yeah, I can't do that. I ain't really very good with a bow, to be honest. Again, because it's that drawing it to the same position every time. I'm just not consistent enough. Now, I probably could be if I wanted to be. And the thing is, to be good with things like catapults and bows, it takes training, essentially. Because there's a fitness element to it as well, or a strength element to it. That you don't necessarily have. A crossbow is very much like just shooting a gun, which again isn't, you don't just shoot and be accurate straight away. But as long as you understand the sights on a gun and how to line them up, as long as it's accurate in itself, it's a lot easier than shooting things like catapults and bows anyway, isn't it? Because you're losing that inconsistency of it being drawn the same every time and stuff like that. If any little difference, as I say, if you're holding it there or there, and you pull the string back, that'd be a difference of probably like that on the target or more. Jorel said older weapons like bows took years of training for militaries in the past. Gun was a breakthrough as training time was cut hugely. Exactly. That's it. All you have to do to really shoot a gun, if the gun is accurate in itself, is to understand how the sights work. And to us, that's probably obvious, but until someone says that you line up the front one with the back one, and then you put those two on the target, as long as you know that, then yeah. I quite like open sights. I'll use open sights. I have open sights on my Adder. I have open sights on my R9. I have open sights on that. And if you see red dots on my crossbows, it's normally because I've got one pretty much exactly the same without. So I like two, so a little different one. Because I get sick to fucking death of going to shoot something with a red dot sight and the fucking batteries have run out as well. Because a red dot, though, isn't much different than open sights anyway. You don't have any magnification. So you're not getting any advantage. It's just this little bit. You're not lining another thing up. But you know what I mean. And then telescopic sights, that's for long-range things. Marvel said, Cold Steel M16 or Cold Steel AK-47 M16. Number 4 said, ghost ring sights are the most common nowadays, and your eyes will line it up automatically. Oh, well, that's good. I don't know nothing about those. We call it putting the pumpkin on the post with traditional sights. That's quite a good little, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about ghost ring sights, I don't think. Yeah. I said, you could cheat and use a fire control search radar, find the target's name for you. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. And don't forget, we chat about anything really. I keep it light because it's Friday night. And I don't do politics or religion because, it just causes bullshit when you do. But, yeah, chat about anything you want. Oh, someone just supported. Thank you, NPR. And don't forget, when people do support, you can leave a comment. I'm going to go over and see if they have left a comment. Fucking hell. I did not expect that. NPR, bloody hell. You're a very, very generous person. And fucking hell, you just made my whole week there. Thank you. Fucking hell. I really do appreciate that. I don't know who that was, but their initials on the thing are NPR. Thank you. Fucking hell. This one goes out to it's people like you that make this true.
That's the funnest place to be.
Thank you, NPR. I really do appreciate that. Generally. Thank you a lot. Really do appreciate that. Andy said, interesting historical info. When the crossbow was invented, the British Army refused to use them over traditional archery bows because they considered it cheating and unfair. Yeah, and I can sort of see why they would have felt like that at the time. Chicken said, where are you from, Weapon Collector? I am from England. I read that, didn't I, Andy's? Pete said, used to be good with a bow and used to do the apple on the head shot of my mate Steve. R.I.P. Steve, 8 years ago. Gone but not forgotten. Mount Hunt said, thanks for the info. Take care. Take care, mate. You are fire. Thank you. Take care, mate. Charles said, NPR, number plate recognition. Well, there you go. Thank you, Matt. Really do appreciate that. That was very generous of you. Very, very generous of you. Saint said all these OnlyFans donations. Well, you get donating, you'll see what the little secrets. No, I don't want to say things. I'll put people off. You will not get nude pictures of me if you donate. Don't worry. I don't want to put people off donating. Chicken Man said, how much don't know. A lot of people think I am stoned because I sit here all relaxed with my eyes half open, but no, I'm not. It's just I have evolved eyes that don't need to open as wide as other people's. Yes. My eyes are more evolved than everyone else's. Who needs to go like that to see? Not me. Not me. Dara said, Mike, you missed me talking about his OnlyFans support earlier in the stream. Is weed legal in the UK? You can get medical marijuana if you go to certain places, but no, it is still a Class B drug, I think. Saint said, Mike is under the influence of a good time, collecting cool bits of steel. Yes, certainly, yes. Mark says, you can sleep while you're awake. I can. Exactly. Now, vampires don't even look fucking open at this distance, do they? I assure you they are, and I assure you I can see everything going on, even though they look like they're shut. But no, I'm not stoned. I'm not. Genuinely, I'm not stoned. I wonder where you got that WC glass from. Put in the word exclamation mark merch and you'll find out, mate. I don't do drugs. Do I look like a druggie? Just checking I haven't missed any comments. Completely forgot what I was talking about. But who knows what I was talking about? Gonna go back up, see if I can remember. I was on about bows, weren't we? Number 4 said, I'm from Colorado. We have healing centers that sell shrooms and stuff. Yeah, there are places in the UK you can get medical marijuana, and I don't know what you have to do it, but you definitely can. Yeah. And with that sort of card you get, then you could legally have it. Yeah. Andy said Mike got it in a field sale hosted by WC Fields. That's actually good. That was good. Rose said, wow, I remember you, man. I used to watch you like 4 years ago. Nice. Well, good to see you back. See, the algorithm is liking me at the minute, and it's sending my videos out to people again. Nice to see you back, mate. Although 4 years, that would still class you as a I can't think of the word. A newbie. I've been on YouTube. So next May will be the birthday of my channel. For anyone who doesn't know, guess how old my channel will be. Don't look, but guess how old my channel will be next May or March. I can't remember. May or March. No, I think it's May. Guess how old my channel will be next May. Fuck it. You guess even if you do know. Jaros, 10 years higher. Guessing games. Mark Gibney, higher. Saint, a bit lower. Ninja Man said, but you're not allowed to smoke it with cigarettes. You have to vape it, otherwise it's still and only can get it private prescription. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's a bit more info for you. You're laughing at that, was you? I'm gonna give the award to Pete. 18 years. 18 fucking years. 18, yes. Yeah. My channel will be 18. It can finally drink next year. It's been underage drinking for quite a few years. Next year it'll be able to legally buy booze, my channel. I've been on YouTube probably 19 years. Yeah, I maybe fucking 20 to be honest. Because I definitely had a channel for about a year before, maybe 2. Another channel. 18. That's fucking mental, isn't it? Yeah. Number 4 said, I'm from Colorado Springs, maybe an hour and a half. I go there all the time to Spyderco. Nice. Girl said, you could have brought up a kid and now be rejoicing them leaving home. Yes, my channel's free to be independent and leave home now. Yes. Okay, that's a different way of putting it. Yeah. No, I want it to stay put with me. Mark said, I was looking back on some of your earlier videos. I used to, so in the early days, at first, I never used to show my face at all. Then I used to. I don't think I even used to talk. I used to just do I can never remember a fucking word. What's the name for pictures that show one after another? What's the name for it? I can never remember it now. For some reason, it's like a blind. What the fuck is it called? Anyway, I used to do those. And if you watch Slideshow, thank you, Joe, Slideshow. And also, when I talk in my older videos, I used to hate talking on camera. I used to fucking hate it. Because when you first start doing any sort of recording of yourself, your voice always sounds weird as fuck to you. But you get used to it after a while. And in a way, that becomes what your voice is, if that makes sense. But no, Slideshow was the word I was thinking of. No, Slideshow is what I was trying to think of. But yeah, I used to hate talking. I used to absolutely hate talking on videos. And you can tell it. You can tell I didn't. I'm quite natural with it now. Live streams help for that. Film, stop motion, narrated, montage. No. Victorian porn. No. Do make me laugh. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Yeah, I used to hate talking on camera, and you can tell it. You can tell I used to hate it. Fucking used to hate it. Mark said, I don't like listening to my own voice. It will sound weird to you for years, and then one day you'll be like, oh, actually, and then you don't notice it anymore. They said, we need some WC legalized drinking stickers for its birthday. That would be a good idea, yes. I think I'll look into that. I've got like this. Hang on. Something like this, but change it. Hang on. Barely walk. I don't know what I'm fucking I can barely walk in a minute. My legs are going all stiff. Sort of like that, but change it to some kind of WC type thing. I don't know why I kept that. I thought I was gonna modify it for something funny, but I've never done it yet. TC said, have you ever made your own booze? Saved me a fortune. Oh, yeah, I used to make my own booze. It wasn't good for me. Yeah, I used to make my own booze, but what I would do is, before it was finished, I'd drink it while it was completely cloudy with yeast, and I'm sure that contributed to me getting fucking gout. Sounds laughing my ass off. Have you nicked those co-op beer stickers? I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from, but I fucking took it off somewhere. You don't do that as well, do you? Drink it cloudy. Jarrell said, I still get ID'd and I'm 38. So I've never been ID'd, but only because when I was a kid and young, up until like 30, unless you had a driving license, there weren't sort of IDs in this country anyway. And by then I didn't need to be asked, if that makes sense. Would I buy a cold steel WC knuckle dust if that was legal? Yes. Yes. Pete said, no under 25 months of interest in weapons. Yes. They said, no, depends on what it is, though. Mark said, I was thinking of a bumper sticker saying Weapon Collector. Maybe that would get me stopped. You have to get a shit sticker. Get a shit sticker for your car. And then your car will officially be a shitmobile then. Thanks said, corner shops don't give a fuck if you know what you're doing. Exactly. Well, I'll be honest with you. We used to go and... exactly. That's what we used to do. When I was like 14 or 15, we used to have to go quite a way away to get our booze because you couldn't get it locally because everyone knew I was and everyone knew my mum and dad and stuff like that and how old I was. And it was just it'd be too obvious. So we'd go like a good couple of miles, about 3 miles to go get our booze, maybe 4 miles. And all you'd have to do is stand about in that shop until no one was in it. As long as no one was in it, we was all obviously fucking 14. I wasn't like a 14-year-old looked like I was 18. I looked like I was 14. Just wait until... I'm not doing this to help people buy booze as kids, but we would just wait until no one was in the shop and then you quickly run up to the fucking counter with your booze and bought it, and they wouldn't say anything. They didn't give a shit. And then if you got caught, you made sure you told the police if they asked another shop you bought it from, so that your good one didn't get fucking a visit. And he said, make sure the WC is in reverse, so anyone getting in contact gets WC imprinted on their forehead. Like, so, yes. Yeah. So just imagining this is England corner shop scene, just revolt with hatred. Pretty much that, yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, exactly that. That is exactly it, pretty much. Fuck's sake, that was a great way to put it. That's fucking hilarious. Yes, you generally probably couldn't put it a better way. Fucking hell. How you doing, Rich? Right, mate. Thank you for that music. I haven't downloaded it yet, so please don't delete the video. I've been very, very busy doing all those crossbow videos. But I did have a listen. That'd be great. I'll tell you what, do you know what I really, really, really could do with? Some sort of horror-y type of ambient music. So just like in the background, scary, tense music. TC said, I made up my own ID. Proper little art for Dodger, for fuck's sake. There's my phone. Closest you'll get to me have an ID. You can buy these if you want them. Saints a skinhead walking in the whole shopping list. Nah, well, we didn't have a lot of money, so what we'd do is go in there and get because we were, young, you didn't need a lot of booze. So we'd go in there and we'd get a can of Tent Super and a can of Strongbow, or maybe another can. But they're like 9 and 7%, so that would get us pissed because we'd then go home and then go to school the next day. That's still like the equivalent of like 4 cans. When you're 14, 4 cans, that's enough to get you drunk, isn't it? You get your 2 cans, run up, quickly pay for them. That's all you had to do, is make sure no one was in there. Saint said, where's the special booby and spread the license? I left that around Metallic's house. She uses it when I'm not about. Baby Sham, yes. My mum was on about Baby Sham the other day. Mark said, when I was younger, we nicked a keg of beer. I woke up beside it in the field the next morning. Yeah, my brother's nicked a keg of beer out the back of a restaurant once. And then I drank most of it because it got left in the shed. He'd fucking catch me in the shed, fucking pouring it in the... Took the top off and you just get the fucking whole keg and just pour it in the pint glass. I'm not drinking tomorrow night, by the way, just so you all know. No, I'm going to start for a little bit, just for a bit. I'm going to drink every other weekend at the minute. That won't last long because it'll be fucking Christmas soon and, it'll be back to normal. But no, I'm going to... won't drink tomorrow. It'll just be a normal stream tomorrow. And then maybe next week I'll have a drink. So, are you a fan of Jägermeister? Yeah, I quite like Jägermeister. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, I do. Actually, yeah, I do like that. I said, Mike, booze smuggler in a past life. Maybe in the night. Maybe. Yeah, if I lived in them days, I probably would have done something like that. Yeah. So, I never had it, I don't think. It's a very unusual drink. Some people say it tastes sort of cough medicine-y, I think. But I don't know, I quite like it. I like weird drinks, though. Yeah. I like everything a bit weird. So, yeah. I know I've asked you all this already, but what are your plans for tomorrow? Anyone up for anything tomorrow? Do you know what, Ninja Man? Now you're talking absinthe. Yeah, I love a bit of absinthe. If I ever have absinthe, which is reasonably regularly now, but I can't afford a big bottle of it because a big bottle of like 69% absinthe is about 40 quid. If you get the strong stuff, which I always get the strong stuff if I do, because I think if you're going to get absinthe, you might as well get like the fucking strong shit. But you can get little bottles of it, but they're still like a tenner. Yeah, I love a bit of absinthe. That would be like my, what would you call it? It's not. It is one of my favourite drinks, but it's more of like a special. That's my special drink. You know what I mean? Johnson, I hear there are business opportunities open in the UK for smokables due to the new laws. Sorry, that's something else. Yeah, sugar cube on the spoon, yeah, like yeah, and all that. Yeah, you got to do it all properly, ain't you, Ninja Man? Exactly. Actually, I've got a thing in here. That's the last absinthe I bought. And that was, I don't know if I'll say on there how strong it was. Yeah, but that stuff, that was 69%. That's a little book of recipes, cocktails. I kept that because I thought I might actually do some of them one day. Yeah, that's the last one I had. But it was only a small little bottle. It was only 20 cl. That's still a fucking tenner. Yeah. There's still a tenner because that's the thing with absinthe. Hold still. Yeah, absinthe, it's lovely stuff, and I like to drink it sort of properly. But it's expensive. Yeah, I made my absinthe spoon. I'll have to get myself a proper one day. Yeah, that was the last one I had. Yeah, 69%, Mark. Yes, yeah. Well, if you're gonna get absinthe, get the strong stuff. Andy said just chilling tomorrow. Hang on. Don't really plan much for weekends. Just go to flow. That's pretty much what I do. We were going to go out for a Sunday lunch, but I don't think we're going to now. We may still be. I need to ask actually, but there was a plan to go out for a Sunday lunch because it was my niece's birthday yesterday. Any alcohol I refuse to touch? Yes, there is. There's one. Would you like to play a guessing game? Would you like to play one of my guessing games? What do you think would be the only alcohol I wouldn't drink? Hello, Persia. How you doing, mate? You all right? There is one alcohol I would not touch. And maybe others. But there's one definitely that I can't even drink. If I'm fucking pissed out my face, I cannot touch it. Whiskey I'll have whiskey. I like whiskey. Is that what work, Persia? No, Polish Spirit I'd probably have. I drank Everclear recently. That's fucking 180% proof. Or 90% in the UK. And I drank some of that straight just to that fucking kills your mouth. Kills your mouth. Mark said, sorry if you can hear my guts there. I can only drink beer and port. No, absinthe. I like absinthe. I like absinthe. No, I quite like gin. I'll give you a clue. It's not 40%, but it's stronger than beer. In fact, let me look up. So it's stronger than beer, but it's not as strong as spirits. No, not wine. You won't have any bacteria drinking Everclear. Well, exactly. I'll give you a clue in a minute. I'll give you a clue. There's a Miley Cyrus song with the same name. It certainly ain't Buckfast that I wouldn't drink. I got a little present from Tom and Cheryl when they came round. From Scotland as well. I should be saving those for a special occasion, though. I can't drink it yet, Peugeot. I've fucking had gout recently. That's going to have to be saved for a bit. Maybe it'll be my Christmas booze. So 21% is how strong this booze is that I will not drink. Dolly said I'm having a chicken and cheese sandwich. Why have you written that? Not Perno. It's the Wrecking Ball, no. Oh, God. Shall I just tell you? It begins with M. It begins with M. And it's fucking disgusting. Very few boozes that I wouldn't even drink if I was drunk. Begins with M. And it's 21%. Not Magnus, not moonshine. Not malt. Not mead. Metallic's probably fucked off. She hates these fucking guessing games of mine. Malibu. Dolly 666 got it right. Malibu. That shit is so fucking disgusting that even if I'm absolutely pissed out of my face, I can't drink that. Because even if I burp the taste up later, I feel like I'm going to puke. Yeah. Absolutely hate it. Dolly, you was correct. You were correct, Dolly. I don't think I have a thing for... I don't know. This one goes out to Dolly.
Ooh, lucky bastard.
Don't know that. Saint, I tried to buy some fucking Fireball the other day. Ninja Man said Snaps is one that used to be called Black Death, 70%. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I don't have had that. Would you mix beer with Mentats? Of course I would. Of course I would. Forgot that fucking crossbow was there then, just knocked it. Like I tied it up so it didn't fall down. Basically, weird watered down rum. Oh, what's that? Yeah, Bailey's is alright. Shall we go on to a different topic now? I've had enough of booze. I can't drink for a while. I am drinking every other week now, and I'm sticking to vodka and water for a bit, or tonic water. Yeah, those 2 bottles of Buckfast, they're going to have to wait for a special occasion. What I'll do, I might save them for potentially the Christmas live stream or something. I don't know. Save them for a special occasion, though. How about them sports teams? What have you been up to, Peugeot, anyway? Working. Have you seen the videos on the new crossbow? You haven't, yeah? Yes, TC Malibu. Tastes like fucking shit. Horrible stuff. Yeah, if you ever got booze and you don't want me to steal it, buy Malibu. Absolutely revolting. Jarrah said Christmas is going to be a gout central. Am I right? Well, hopefully not, because what I'm doing a lot of healthy eating, and I should have lost a bit of weight by Christmas, and then hopefully it shouldn't be an issue. Renato said a power bank that can support a refrigerator and a freezer. What, is that what you want? Is that what you want for Christmas? I left my bloody power bank in the garden earlier. Where is it saying that? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I left my power bank in the garden. First, it's not stealing it, it's finders keepers. Exactly. Found out my 12-year-old nephew has watched all of the Spyro files and Spyroverse stuff the other day, and he fucking loved the new documentary. Should have seen Metallic's face when I told her that. So it's not kid-friendly, but, you know, I would have watched that kind of stuff when I was that age. And it didn't make me, you know, it didn't do anything to me, did it? Saint said, might donate 100 quid and make orders that every penny goes on Malibu once you cry in pain. Do you know what? If that happened, I'd just line them bottles of Malibu out there. I'd never touch them. I'd never be tempted. Although, you know, I'd think of some way to get around it. Because all I need, now you're getting me thinking, you know, you're getting me thinking now, you need something to cancel out that it's the sickly sweet taste of it. And because I like coconut, don't get me wrong, but it's so sickly and sweet. I wonder if you put like a load of lemon juice in it or something. I might get rid of it. Yes, you got me thinking now. Pers had got a 30th for one of the guys I work with tomorrow. All right, yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm going to be sober tomorrow. I can't have that gout come back. Lucky I managed to stop it. Got some card butterflies, wind up butterflies in the birthday card, 5 fake scratch cards. Yeah, you bastard. Yeah, the fucking things that shoot out, yes, but more importantly, yes, the fucking scratch cards, fuck's sake. The scratch cards. My fucking brother-in-law gave one of them to his sister and sat there for ages, like letting her think she'd won the fucking money. Yeah. TC said, loved the Jason films when I was 10 to 15. So did I. Yeah, Freddy Krueger and all that. And yeah, I used to love horror films as a kid. Peugeot said he will think the butterflies are the trick. Exactly. If we're ever in a war and I'm the commander, Peugeot is going to be my special operations tactics man for the attacks. Yeah. Jason, my manager did the scratch card thing to the whole staff team, cheeky bastard. Renato said, what is the voltage? Can power bank power a refrigerator in a refrigerator? Not a small one, but a thing like an EcoFlow, big thing like that, might be able to for a bit. I don't really know, though. Jason, my manager did scratch. No, I read that, didn't I? Mother said, would you buy a Cold Steel Freddy Krueger glove? If I had the money, yes. If I had the money. Don't forget, everyone, to get your Crossshot UK speed loaders. I fucking never fucking think what the fucking name for him is. Speed loaders is brilliant, these are. If you go onto my community post bit of my channel, posts bit, there's a link to them on there. Or in the latest video. Saying that, let's see how many views that's had. Because considering my channel, if I put a video on, it will normally get... Normally, it would be on about 200 views. When YouTube don't feel like sharing my videos, today's video would have about 200 views right now. All right? Let's see how many views that's got. I am very grateful that it's going a bit mad at the minute. 2,700 right now. That's excellent. Yeah, great. Yeah, diesel generator. Oh, yeah, exactly. Cornish Bob, how you doing, mate? He said, evening, just got back from our local, had an impromptu gig, folky acoustic. Oh, nice one. Nice. Yeah, that'd be a good time, mate. What was you playing, do you mean? Or was you just like watching? Yeah, 30 people. See, that's good as well, isn't it? Saying 30 people watching. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream, everyone, and feel free to chat. We talk about anything, really. Don't really do politics or religion. We'll try and keep it light. Yes, and if you would donate, fucking hell, if you would like to donate to the channel, please do. And, you know, people get a bit funny about people asking for donations, right? And I'm not really asking for a donation. I'm just saying that if you would like to, you can. Because often there are people who want to, but they don't know how to. So there's a thing called Coffee, which is a website. A thing called Nightbot has just put the link in. The link is also in the description. That way you can donate and, you know, help the channel and help me out. And it is very much appreciated. But don't ever feel like you have to. Just going to play a little 30-second video and then I'll be back. This is going to show you how to do it if you want to. See you in a minute. Or 30 seconds. So TC asked, what country do I get most of my views from? Right now, most of my views are from England or Britain and tends to be people over the age of 25. Yeah. And then it used to be America, but I'm not sure at this point. It might have changed. Rose Bob said, "Oh, good on the beers. Now was playing. Oh, nice. Since I donated once, and now I'm on a watch list. Or you're on some kind of list, and I watch it. Just find Mike's address and send wads of cash in the post. Well, that's about the only way you will get my address." Renato said, "I'll ask the question to ChatGPT. What did you ask, mate? Or is it something I can't answer?" Good night, Pete. Thank you for watching, mate. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a good one. Maybe speak to you tomorrow. Good night, mate. Yeah, let's have a look at the stats and I'll tell you. It might not say on my phone. Good night, Pete, because the analytics on here are slightly different to the computer. And often the ones on the computer are slightly easier to read. So 86% of my viewers are not subscribed. 73% are English, United Kingdom, sorry, and then 7% American, 1.8 German, 1.1 Australian, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so it's 70. It used to be 50-50. So it's actually years ago, I used to have more American viewers. Then it went 50-50 with the UK and America. Right now, it's 73% UK, but that's because people are looking up UK self-defense stuff. And that's one of the things I've been doing predominantly lately. It's quite interesting, the channels that people who watch me, what they also watch. Now, I'll tell you some of the channels that they watch. So this is channels that your audience watches, right? Just be aware, I don't want to talk about the topics these people talk about, okay? Some of them I don't know. So we've got Paul Thorpe, Dan Wotton, Outspoken, Simple Self-Defense, Andy the Gabby Cabby, All or Nothing with Billy Moore, Fast Jet Performance, Jeff Taylor, Craig Houston Talks To, Charlie Survival, Chili John Carney, Single Handed Warrior, Michael Heaver, True Brit Media, Black Belt Fit, Behind Bars TV. I don't know. And apparently a lot of people watch me on a telly, which I find odd. You'd think it'd be phones, wouldn't you? Mark said, yeah, Marcus said, yeah, a lot of Americans nowadays. You know what that was, Marcus? That would have been Knuckle-Duster videos. Joe said, plenty of YouTube journalists. That's what I thought, yeah. That's why I knew that's what it was. And that's why I said we won't talk about what they talk about. But, yeah. So I was just adjusting myself there. Fucking bot shot to win that. Hello, Tactical. Don't you come on to me in the evening, you dirty bugger. Where am I? I sort these fucking comments out so I can see them. No goat porn then. Right. Where are we? Andy said, do a clip of you impersonating George Brad with the Sobex and let me show you all its features. I don't even like saying I'll show you its features because of that. Yeah, I said black belt barrister is a real barrister given law-related stuff. Yes, yeah. What have you been up to, Tactical? Have you been out and about? Granny grabbing? Or have you been in? So yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I might have a lazy day. I might watch some films. I'll tell you what I have been watching, but I don't know anyone else who's watching it apart from the people in my house. Has anyone seen The Chair Company with Tim Robinson? Marcus said, I subbed most of those you read out. Yeah, that's it. That said, grabbing gifts, you know the score. I certainly do. And said, podcast of the Lotus Eaters is good. DC said, no, not heard of it. Let me show you. It's very expensive. Now, that's a better one. That I could do. Yeah, I'll shave my head. Can't shave my beard off, though. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a piss take. Yeah, let me show you how expensive it is. Now that's, yes, exactly. Yeah, the chair company is pretty good. If you like Tim Robinson stuff's fucking great. I love Tim Robinson. Oh, God. Oh, someone else has just supported. Let me get my thing up. Hang on. I'll be with you in a minute. The person who donated. Want to see if you've left me a comment or not. Ah, bloody hell, Kenny. Thank you, mate. I really do appreciate that. Kenny said, great WT weapon collector. Thank you. Kenny, I really do appreciate that. I really do. Thank you, mate. Cheers, Kenny. Kenny, this one goes out to you. It's people like you who make this true.
That's the funnest place to be.
Thank you, Kenny. There's Kenny now. He said, I just sent you a tenner donation via coffee. Thank you, Kenny. I really do appreciate that, mate. That does massively help out, by the way. Thank you. Kenny, this one goes out to you, mate. Cheers, mate. Where am I? But don't forget to do a live stream with a porn star so your wife doesn't kill you because she came home early. The best thing about that is he kept telling everyone that woman was high on cough medicine or something, didn't he? Or some shit like that, or she was high on cough medicine, and he kept saying she had a cold, wasn't it? That was what it was. She was fucking coked up or something. I can't remember now. Don't make me libel someone. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. No, I don't know if that's true or not. Kenny said, don't let them kill you so much. South Park would. Where are we? TC said, I watched mostly the crazy body cam footage from US Cops is mental. Yeah. Like I said, Parts 49 is a great guy on YouTube. Like I said, I've seen beavers chew less than cheaters. Yeah, these are just rumours, by the way. We don't know whether this is true. We're not accusing anyone of anything. Yes. Mother said, you said April the 1st, you put George's face on top. I never fucking said that. You lot suggested it. I suggested I might. I said I might do that. Oh, God. It's all allegedly, exactly. Yes, it's all allegedly, and I am just repeating something I heard someone else say. These are not claims of my own, or the people watching or commenting. Okay. Got to cover your ass. Exactly. This is battering with that club instead. Andy said, Mark agreed. His stuff is all over the top expensive, but his channel is informative and funny, but definitely won't be buying from him. You're right, well overpriced. Yeah, it's an entertaining channel. Thing is, he irritates me, though, and I just can't watch it. I don't even subscribe to him now. I watch stuff with someone. The thing is, I won't go too much on this because I can go on for it for ages, but I don't like it when he starts claiming he invented things that he didn't. He goes on about that knife he invented. He didn't invent that fucking knife. That knife's been around since World War fucking II, at least. Probably older than that. And he claims he invented that, and people are stealing his idea. Magazine crossbows. I showed someone yesterday. There was magazine crossbows have been around since Chinese fucking 2,000 years ago, right? There's a bloke called Stuart Palmer on YouTube who had a magazine crossbow on his channel, fully kitted out and developed before George Spratt had even touched a crossbow on YouTube. 2 years before. Ha! Well, Cosmetallic can't do it.
Stop it. Get some help.
I will stop it and I will get some help. Virgin, I just bought Circus. Let me show you its creatures. That's fucking excellent. That needs to be fucking made into a fucking clip. Scotland Wildcamp. Sorry, nearly missed you there, mate. Hi, mate. Looking for a reliable pistol crossbow for a bug out, preferably on a budget. Well. That thing just there. 60 quid if you can get it for 60 quid. Magazine crossbow, can have broadheads, and it's really fucking good quality and reliable. Even for 100 quid, it's a good deal. Mark said, Andy, show me your wallet's features. Yes. Renato said, yeah, I saw that video. I saw the video years ago, way before Sprav. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Yeah. And a bit like saying, because Tom and Cheryl, Tom said to me that Josh Sprav is holding a competition to get people to make a automatic crossbow. Look up Donald Duckman, or put in the words Duckman crossbow. He was making automatic crossbows 13 years ago. So again, what he'll do, he'll claim he created that, or it was his idea. Yeah. It's all right, my queen. You change the subject. We'll talk about something else. Scotland Wildcat. What would you like? Honestly, this thing here. So sorry, this thing here is called the Man Kung Sobek, or the Man Kung Alligator Multi-Shot Plus. It's a 7-shot magazine crossbow. I've put a review on about it today. It is amazing for the price. I bought the 100 quid version, but you can get it for 60 quid. Sold out for that though at the minute. It was on Merlin Archery. Even at 100 quid though, that's such a good deal. I had a choice of buying one of those or taking one of the gifts. Guess which one? The gifts one. But yeah, or a redback's very good. Redbacks are about 50 quid. They're very powerful. Joe Relton, Mike thought they ran out, but Betty was buying. Fucking wish I did. I should have snapped them up. I didn't have the money like usual. Renato said the Sobek can be disassembled easily. I have mine in my backpack. There you go. Yeah. Spacey said auto crossbows weren't around in Hawk the Slayer times. Weren't they around in Hawk Slayer times? There you go. There you go. Doctor said, we're going to compare to the XR. How do you rate it? Massively better. That's what I've shot that 150 times now without a single misfire. Not fucking one. Not a single misfire. Yeah. Fucking pisses all over the XR. Yeah. I've not had a single misfire. And watch that video I put on today, Tat. There's so many good features on it. You can... So it doesn't have removable magazines like that. The XR had a good idea with them removable magazines, but it's just the magazine ain't no good. Is it? That... Not a single misfire yet. Percio said, you better get something as a gift for the free advertising you give. I was going to contact, and may still do, contact Merlin just to say, you sold out all those crossbows. That was probably down to me. And, is there a business opportunity here? That said, I shot my XR 12 times and had 3 misfires. Yeah, I had a misfire on pretty much the first magazine load of my XR. Not one with that, not a single one. I had to go on a Revo 7 yesterday. Even that fucking misfired. Yeah. Renato says, Sobek isn't as quick to disassemble as others, but it's reasonable. Mark said, did you get any news on the Demon Tri-Sight? No, but I noticed today, Mark, that they said they are sold out on Prepper's shop. I'm going to get hold of them. I bought your XR, didn't I? I bought your XR He said, so I sold it to some muppet to get rid of it. Hey, dick. I hadn't read the rest of the comment of that, fine. Yeah, I bought that. And then I sold it. I sold it. I'm going to get hold of Prepper's Shop. I'm going to get hold of Prepper's Shop and talk to them about the Demon Tri-Strike. And if they don't get back to me, I'm going to be a bit of a bastard and start making videos on it. Saying, you know, I know I've just been encouraging people to get them from fucking Prepper's Shop, but I may have to go the other way and say, you know, don't. Because they're not reliable. But we'll see. Because they shouldn't be selling stuff if they don't have it. And yeah, that took 2 weeks to arrive, but they said that. That's been over a month now with nothing on the Demon Tri-Strike, has it? And Cookie, I think it's Cookie, has been waiting 3 months with nothing. So yeah. Mark said the Revo 7 bolts are very flimsy. Yeah, they're tiny, aren't they? So the Revo 7 bolts are smaller than that. Tiny little things, isn't they, Mark? TC was laughing at tactical, yes. Berger said, Pump Action Magazine crossbow from Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, I don't think that would ever be possible because it's just too hard to cock. Anything like £80, like the lowest you can realistically have a bow that will do anything, you know, it's worth doing. The only way you could probably do it, potentially, you'd have to have quite a long one. So you could probably lower the limbs in poundage to maybe £60, have them a bit longer, and have the fucking draw length double the distance. Because you know, like how a £30 bow shoots about as powerful as an £120 crossbow, because the bow has a lot longer draw length. So yeah, if you had like £60 limbs, maybe £50 limbs, but they was a lot wider, like maybe a full-size crossbow width, that might be. But it's just, you just can't pull it. You can't pull £80 like that. It just don't work, because I've tried it. Even £50 is too difficult. That's why they don't exist. It just doesn't work. Yeah. That's why they all have some kind of lever mechanism, because it makes it lighter. Gerard said, my 2mm stuff arrived within 2 weeks from Ukraine. Still need the front lines too. What's Prepper's excuse? Well, there you go. Renato said, I was thinking about buying a Revo 7, but I've lost the desire. The Revo 7s, I'll tell you, Renato, they are fucking beautiful. It's got every feature on it you'd want in a crossbow. But it did have that single misfire. And I don't know what that was about. Maybe we'd put a bolt in wrong or something, but yeah. Renato said, I was thinking of buying the Steambow M10, but it's also a crossbow full of problems. Exactly. Yeah, that one has its issues. TC said, are you still allowed to hunt with crossbows, or is that not a thing anymore? Yeah, no, you can't hunt with a crossbow at all. Yeah. Mark said, you can get hard plastic for the Revo 7 now. But you must pay 50 quid for 50 of them. Oh, what, bolts? Yeah, they're really thin, small bolts, aren't they? They're smaller than these. They're tiny little things. I will have some, because I filmed it all of the Revo 7 content. I filmed it so that later on I can do comparisons. Yeah, Tom brought it round. I tested it with the £90 limb. It's a lovely, accurate crossbow, don't get me wrong. But it had when we put the £120 limb on, it had a single misfire, which surprised me. Because if that had misfired at any point, I would tell you, because I'm not making anything out of that. You know, there's no reason I would make that out to be better than it is. But I haven't had a single fucking complaint with that at all. Nothing. Mark said, amazing when you see the vast numbers of crossbow hunters in the US. Yeah, exactly. Dr. Would you be able to put venom limb on the? So probably not, because that is made of plastic. I wouldn't go higher than like 120 on that. And I wouldn't even bother. You know what? The most I'd probably put on that is a £90 limb. I shot that today. That pissed through a coconut, and it also pissed through a layer of some corrugated plastic, some cardboard, some more plastic, some more cardboard, and some sort of 4mm ply. Then bolts were sticking through about that much. About 8 meters, but I know that's not a massive distance, but 8 meters is about what you'd be shooting in the situation that people want to know about, if that makes sense. Tactical said, cough, I saw the video, touch. Stop bloody asking questions like you haven't. Fucking liars out there shagging grannies. I can pretend that you've been watching my video. Or was you watching my video while shagging a granny? I don't know if that's a compliment or disgusting. Gyro said, you made very light composite armor, like tank armor, effective range. Well, yeah, there you go. Try it on ballistic armor. I don't think I have any just... No, I do have just ballistic armor, actually. I do. Yeah. I had to make it up last. Was she that good, was she? Oh, fuck's sake. I ain't got a fucking... have I got a clip for you? I don't know. Hello, old school Pete. How you doing? He said, someone was upset the other day with the Revo braking. Catastrophic break, he said. He said he had an experience and the plastic failed. Warned me off one, actually. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, as I said, I don't actually have one, so I don't know. I have no idea how good they are on a consistent basis. But I basically had a borrow of one yesterday, a little play of one yesterday off my mate Tom. And yeah, great setup. It's well thought out, but yeah. Hello, Richard. How you doing, mate? He said, have you seen the pump shotgun air guns? Looks good. Won't be allowed in that in the UK. I haven't seen those. No. So years ago, Gammo bought out an air shotgun, and that had like a little hollow cartridge, 2.2, and that was filled with the tiny little, shot, and that would have been a 2.2 shotgun essentially, but they weren't allowed in this country either. Yeah, I don't know, Pete. It's very expensive for that. That's the thing. When you get something like that for 60 quid, 100 quid, it makes you go, fucking hell, I always knew they'd been ripping us off anyway, but yeah. Good night, my queen. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Nighty night and sweet dreams. Good night, Metallic. Renato said the Sobek is cheap, and if it breaks, there's no problems. But if a Revo 7 breaks, it's a loss. Yeah. The thing is, when you start paying like 400 or 500 quid for something, for some people, that's a fucking cheap car. A run-around car that they could buy. You know what I mean? I don't know about nowadays. That may not be realistic now, but, back in the day, you could get a fucking cheap run-around car for 500 quid that would last you a good while. You know what I mean? You're talking fucking second-hand car prices when you're fucking getting on for fucking 500 quid, basically. You say you expect that to last. Or firearm. It's sort of like firearm prices, isn't it? Yeah. Pete said, that's the thing, nearly 500 quid. Exactly. Yeah, it's for that kind of money, you don't want it or expect it to fuck up. So as that, if that did have misfires in that, I would have been like, well, it's 60 quid. What do I expect? Joel said, is that Tab K armor is typically layers of steel, then various layers standards with rubber, porcelain, tank armor, followed by another layer of steel. The Killdozer in the US had 5 steel, concrete, and steel armor. Tactics now. I've been looking. I can't find one for less than $1,000. What car? Fair enough. Yeah, I'm talking about 20 years ago. I forget. DC said, bought my first car for 800 quid. Lasted for about a year. Well, it failed everything. Yeah. We know what I mean, though, but yeah. But it's a lot of money. And I'll be honest with you, though, with that Revo 7, it has at least been built from the ground up. So it's not just a bit like the Adder. The Adder is literally a plastic box put on an existing crossbow that costs about £100. That is a fucking rip-off what they charge you for that. 300 or 400. When they were selling them Adders for £500 at one point. The R9 crossbow, the basic R9 crossbow is £100, I think, or £120. And there was loads of that for ages, loads of old existing crossbows with boxes put on them and charging you £300 for a plastic box, essentially. At least the Revo 7 has been built from the ground up, and it's not just an existing crossbow, but yeah. Because although that's been built from the ground up, that's not just that is slightly different to the standard alligator. They have changed it, but it is the basics still. But yeah, you know. Tactical said we may have £1 pints up here, but the cars make up for it. Fucking one. Don't make me fucking cry with your £1 pints, for fuck's sake. Virgin, I've been thinking instead of a crossbow, I'll probably get armor instead. Well, yeah, armor can be as in like stab proof armor, you mean, or medieval armor. Which is bad, they both count, but yeah. Mark said, especially the 18-shot magazine for the RX Adder. Yeah, it takes the piss how much they charge for those magazines. TC said, used to get absolutely smashed at uni for £10 in 1999. Yeah, good old days. TC said, no, read that. Yeah. Yeah, armor's the way to go. Richard, Umrex Primal 20. Now that looks fucking awesome. I don't know that one. What is that, Rich? Let me look it up. Yeah, so I have ordered. Oh yeah, that's very nice. That's that's a shotgun. It looks like a shotgun. It's not a shotgun. It looks like a shotgun though. It's shotgun looking in its design. Is that the pump thing you was on about? Oh, that is the shotgun thing. Yeah, so it even looks like a shotgun, doesn't it? Sorry, I can't do a screen share on here. That is, I think that's the shotgun air rifle he was on about. By the way, don't forget to like the stream, everyone, please. That does help with other people seeing them. Yeah, that was an air rifle that looked very shotgun-ish, modern shotgun. Joel said, nothing like rolling into Birmingham in a T-72. Oh, armor is a personal tank, yes. TC said, do you think it's worth wearing stab-proof body armor when going out on a night, or maybe get refused going into places on night out? It depends. It depends, really, how fucking dangerous places you go in. I don't really know. You might be better off if you're going somewhere like that where you might get searched and know you're wearing it and they won't let you in. You might be better off just with some slash resistant kind of stuff. And I don't know. Slash resistant doesn't stop stabs in the slightest, though. But you can at least put your arms up to protect yourself. But yeah, covert armor. I don't really know. I've never really thought about that because I don't know. Because although that's the kind of environment where you might need it, I don't know. Might be hard work wearing armor in a place like that as well. It's going to be hot. Yeah. I don't know. That's what I was pissing myself laughing at door staff tonight. I asked whether work experience. I've seen more meat on a butcher's pencil. For sake. Daryl said they might extra check you for weapons. The armor can be a warning sign. Yeah, I don't know what the sort of. I don't know what happens if you do get like caught with it trying to go in. places. I don't know. That's not something I've ever thought about, really, because that wouldn't be the situation where I'd wear it. Because to be honest, if what I would do, my actual advice would be, if I was going out into an area to get drunk or something where there was potential to get likely to get stabbed, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't. I don't mean I'd hang around in a club where I was likely to get stabbed. And I know that can happen everywhere, but you know what I mean. DC said usually get checked going into most pubs around my area. Martin, active self-protection on YouTube showed a guy had been stabbed, bled out in about 15 seconds. Serious stuff. But it's a fashion statement. Well, there you go. Yeah, what you want is a proper thick 5mm leather waistcoat. Yeah. Put some arseless chaps on, a leather fucking beret. Sorted. You get in any clubs then, or any certain clubs anyway. They wouldn't turn you away. There you go. There's your options. Cowboy boots, arseless chaps, 5mm thick waistcoat. I could probably make those. Yeah, leather peaked cap, fingerless leather gloves with the knuckles showing. Yeah. Earring in just your right ear. Sorted. And you got your body armor. Although leather, saying that, leather is surprisingly, it's harder to cut than stab, I think. Leather is a hard material, but it can be stabbed through. That armor you have is the way to go. It looks like a normal gilet. It does. That's great stuff, isn't it? Yeah, that definitely. Yeah. So I have got an affiliate link for that stuff, so I know every time someone buys it. Last 3 or 4 days, I think people have bought at least 12 of them in the last 3 or 4 days, I think. I haven't been counting, but it seems that many. So yeah, they're selling. Pete said, it's not knowing that annoys me. A simple, I don't know what that says, mate. Rich said, just bought some stab vests, covert ones for underclothing. They look very slimline. But see when they arrive. Tactical said, I sent you that picture of me tonight in confidence. No need to tell everyone on YouTube. I was literally describing Tactical's look tonight. First, I said, you just described Tactical's prominent poker avatar. Fucking hell. It's the arseless chaps that keeps everyone away. Cornish Bob said, wearing that, you're bound to get stabbed in the arse with a fork on. Yeah, well, if you're wearing that, that's probably what you're after. You know, probably waiting for it. Oh, God. Look, there's no kink shaming here. You be what you want on my channel. I don't care. As long as it's legal and adults, you know, and consenting adults legal. Yeah, I've seen these pictures of Tactical. I've seen them. Yeah, no kink shaming, exactly. Exactly, TC, exactly. Yeah, Richard, so did you get brand name ones or did you get second-hand ones? Yeah, looking for trouble. Yeah, that stuff I get it from a place called Camper List. That's not the actual, it's High Armors, the actual sort of company who make them. But yeah, it's really good stuff because you can't tell it's body armor. Jarrell said, best way to avoid being stabbed, preeminent strike with full auto fire. Ah, guys. Andy said, thing about slash proof stuff is it's certified level 5. So I go for ANSI 9 gloves and arm protectors for 2 reasons. ANSI 9 is far higher slash difficulty. Okay. That's interesting to know. I'm going to Google that so it comes up in my history. Yeah, level 9 cut resistant gloves. Yeah. All right. I don't know if I'm on fucking signed in on Amazon on here. Could someone in the Discord put that comment on the Discord or something, just so I can remember that? Because that would be worth knowing that. I smashed the back door in last night, then found the key in my pocket. Fuck's sake. Okay, now. Dad was shooting his way back into his house and finding the key. I expected as much. Fucking hell. Did you really? I can't tell if that's an innuendo. That was supposed to be an innuendo or fucking serious. He smashed someone's back door in last night and then found the key afterwards. The key was asking nicely. Oh, fucking hell. And that wasn't even tactical. No, it was. Fucking hell. Again, I'm getting mixed up with comments now. Fucking hell. Right, I'll tell you what. I'll just take a picture of one. Not fucking hell. I don't even know what I'm on about anymore. How you done it, Persia? Cheers, mate. I'll take a picture of that just as well anyway, so that'll be good for that's good to know. Because I didn't know that. I didn't know that that was high level. Was the key brown or pink? The key was to just be nice in the first place, and then they just open it for you. I was going to picture no idea when the orders coming. Orders? I don't know. Oh, sorry. Comment above about my ordering. Sorry, mate. I'm not getting any answer. They took the money and said we passed age verification through the bank. So that's worked, but it's left just annoying being left. Is that sorry, I missed that comment, mate. Is that from Prepper's shop? Is that Prepper's shop? Andy said, so I'm ordering the shirts, but we'll wear 2 layers of the ANSI 9 arm protectors. So you can put your arms up, which is better than taking a knife to the abdomen. And at my age, I have time to... Well, exactly. That's a good way to do it. And you won't get sort of stopped for that because it just looks like... It won't feel like cloth. It also depends... I suppose it depends what armour you wear. You can get some. So the body armor I've got over there, which is very expensive, stab and bullet resistant stuff that costs 600 quid. I bought it about 20 years ago when I got left some money when my nan died. It was 600 quid, custom fit to my body. And that's reasonably soft to touch. So if you got patted down, they might not notice you was wearing it. Whereas some body armors are a bit harder to touch, if that makes sense. Marcus said, is Ninja Man still here? You still here, Ninja Man? I can't remember him saying he was going. Oh, Super Guns UK, all right. Now, it pisses you off that I've had an issue with... So it's not been too long yet, but I bought a Demon Tri-Strike from Prepper's shop, and it's been over a month, and they've not got back to me at all. Cookie's been waiting about 3 months for the same crossbow. So, yeah. Gyro said, did I hear something about the police wanted to ban stab vest and bullet-resistant vest? Not that I've heard of. I hear people mention things like that, but I think it's just rumours and sort of bollocks. And yeah. DC said, so always best to tell the bouncer you have it on there. I wouldn't know because I don't know what a bouncer's reaction would be to that. I don't know what their sort of policies are. You know what I mean? And how they would, if that'd be an issue to them or make them suspicious or what. I don't know. I suppose it depends. Depends how you're acting. If you've met them before, all that kind of stuff could make a difference. It's very hard to say. Joe said they wanted to copy the Australians. And he said, yeah, Mike, makes sense. Like welders' fiberglass stuff or non-Newtonian fluid. Soft, but gets more dense under impact. Yeah, yes. But a tactical, now what I was going to say, tactical might know, yeah. But he said, bouncer might not want you in the club if they think you... hang on, they might want to shoot you. Ah, yes, right. So, yeah, well, you know, true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, no, that's true. I get what you mean. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, they might think that you're in there expecting some kind of violence. That makes sense. Yeah. I don't go to clubs and pubs. I've never been in a club, you know. That sounds like fucking hell to me. Not the kind of thing I'd enjoy. Took me years to enjoy going into pubs, and then I still have to go in very certain pubs. D said, I'll put my best public school accent on. That might not work, but yeah, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but that's a good point, Pete. Yeah, the bouncers might think you're expecting to get fucking stabbed or shot. So, yeah. Just courtesy. If you tell them that's probably a good idea to tell them in advance, and then you sort of can't get caught for it because you've already told them. And if you politely and nicely say, I'm worried about when I go home later. I've got this body armor on, but I need to wear it because obviously, because you might even be able to say, could I take it off? Have it? If it, depends where you want it. If you want it in the club, but yeah. Just a courtesy. If you tell them in advance, it won't be a surprise, and you're being honest, and put you in a slightly more favourable position of the bouncer. They would check you good for weapons. Persia said Adidas did a line of covert armour about 15 years ago, doing the bulletproof vest. TC said, I'm awfully sorry, please don't shank me. Wilma Thingadoo said ASL. I don't know what ASL is. Hello, Wilma Thingadoo. Will that Thingadoo? Yeah, they might hold it for you and then give you it back. I know someone who's had like a disguised knuckle duster taken off them and given back at the end of the night. Yeah. The bouncer's more likely to wear the armour. Andy said to TC, excuse me, would you be awfully kind enough to permit me to cock my Zobek? Christ's sake. Mark had said, just say you're nervous about being stabbed and would like to go in one place. Well, that's it. That's what I was getting at, Mark. I didn't carry on what I was saying, but yeah, you could say to them, I'm wearing this body armor because I'm worried about going home later, but I have to obviously wear it now to to carry it, sort of thing. Yeah, and you might say, well, if I take it off, can you, I'll have it back when I go home, sort of thing. Yeah. But I don't know. It's very weird. I don't know. It's not weird. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, live in a rough neighbourhood. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I have a very dangerous pen in your pocket. So do I. Not right now, but I normally do when I'm out and about. Oh, I didn't tell you all this, right? This is interesting. I hope you find it interesting. I fucking will do it. So, I went out the other day in the daytime where I live. We was told that up the local community centre there was going to be a Remembrance Day talk, and then they was going to talk about one of my relatives during this talk. So I assumed that would be my great granddad who died during World War One, right? So we thought, yeah, we'll go. That'd be interesting to listen to them, talk a little bit about our great granddad. Got up there, and this woman came out and said, "Oh, are you here for the talk?" And we went, "Yeah." And she said, "Oh, yeah. It's about your granddad. Not my great granddad, my granddad." And then we went into this thing, and it was she did 2 minutes on the Remembrance Day, 50 minutes talking about my granddad and his book he wrote about this area. And she'd been around the whole area taking pictures of the places he wrote about and then reading out these poems. It was fucking great. Yeah, he would have loved that. Yeah, it was mental. He had showing pictures of him on screen from like the fucking 1920s, and yeah, it was mental. I was well surprised because I thought I was literally going to go up there, and it was just going to go. You know, this is one of the people who, you know, talking about his dad, about, you know, who died in World War One. That one, it was actually about my granddad. Well, I lived with my granddad till I was about 5, sorry, and then we lived next door till I was about 10, and he died when I was about 10. So, you know, I did know my granddad. Yeah, it was mental. It was mental, Persia. I wasn't expecting it at all. That's not what we didn't go up there thinking that was going to happen. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, 50 minutes. I've recorded it all. 50 minutes of basically talking about my granddad and his book that he wrote about this area. Yeah, it was mental. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Persia. Yeah, it was great. That's what I thought. I had tears in my eyes for some of it. Because he would have loved that. Because, you know, he wrote that book and he had it properly published and everything. And it turned out at the same time someone had done a similar one. So, and I think at the time that one was a bit more popular because it had pictures in it or some shit. So, yeah. But yeah, to sit up there in the community centre with, you know, like fucking like 40, 50, I don't know, probably about a good 30 people in there. Yeah, and this woman had done all this research, been around. So she was basically telling the history of where I live through his book and these pictures and talking about him, and had pictures. Yeah, my dad's dad. Yeah, my dad's dad. Yeah, it's great. Hello, Johnny, dear mate. Yeah, really surprised us because we, as I said, we thought it was going to be a talk about the Remembrance Day and just him being mentioned, but it wasn't. It was about him. Yeah. Fucking great. I took a little dictaphone thing up and recorded it all. I'm really glad I did now, because I nearly didn't, and then nearly didn't go. And I'll tell you what happened that morning. I woke up that morning in a really bad mood, said to my mum, I might not even bother going now. Persia, I should have followed your advice, but you know, with this one I never do. 2 minutes before I left the house, stood in here, farted and shat myself. So then I had to quickly get cleaned up and then I fucked up there. Yes. It was only a little bit, just a little bit, but I fucking did. I shit myself. A bit of diarrhea came out. Pete says, sounds like a really nice. It was amazing. I did not expect that, and that wasn't why we went up there. Yeah, well, it was why we went up there, but we didn't expect that. We thought it was just going to be, we thought it was going to be mentioning my great granddad, but it wasn't. It was my granddad. Yeah. And then they gave me. I spoke to the 2 people who like did the main thing, and one other woman came over because when they found out we was related, that some of them was coming over to talk to us, and you know I was telling them about we've lived up here for fucking, you know, I think my family have lived within the space of about 300 meters where I live now for probably over 150 years. Lived on this road for 75 years. So yeah, and I was telling them about stuff like that and how I still live in the house next door to where he lived and shit like that. Yeah, you never trust a fart. Well, yeah, I should have took your advice that day, Persia, but yes, the famous follow through. Yes. Luckily, I checked. What happened was, I farted, and I stood there and I thought, I think I just shit myself. And I thought, I'm not sure, because you know normally you can tell straight away. I wasn't sure, and then I thought, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna go and like just wipe my ass just to check, and I fucking had. Fucking hell. So yeah, that would have been uncomfortable. Yes, I follow through. I posh fart. Yes, in snooker, in off the brown. Yes. Yeah, it was amazing. It was really 50 minutes of just talking about my granddad and all of the stuff he'd like done in this book, because the book is sort of a history of our local area and telling stories about the people who lived there and the places and stuff like that. Yeah. And she'd been because she didn't originally come from around here, and she'd been researching the whole area, and she was like showing pictures of the areas and then reading out his parts of the book. It was great. Like I said, farts are usually lumpy. John said, would you upload the talk? Sadly, I couldn't because it gives away too much detail where I live. But I don't know, maybe one day, maybe I could work out some way of doing it. But yeah, or maybe I could do it for private members. Become a member. Jar said it was amazing shitting myself. That's what I thought you were saying. No. It wasn't amazing shitting myself. No. I'm not that much of a fucking masochist. Kenny said we've all had farts like that. Oh, I thought you'd find that amusing, you know. But John, I'd like to, but I don't know. It's too much detail of where I live because where I live isn't a big place, so you would know exactly where I lived if I did. I'd like to. It'd be a shame that I can't because I recorded the whole thing, and then afterwards, that's what I was saying. So I spoke to them, and they've now sent me all the. Because this is the weird thing, right? I don't know how they got these. They had handwritten poems and stories that my granddad had written. And they had printed out photocopies of my granddad's handwritten stuff. I don't know where the fuck they got that from, but they photocopied and sent it me now. And some of it was some of it had explanations of the words that he uses because he used some sort of local slang insult words and stuff like that, and he was explaining what they mean. And he said, "Great story, Mike, about a lovely tribute. When someone sees an old person, most have no idea they've lived amazing lives and were once young." Exactly, Andy. That's it. Yeah, he had a lovely picture of my granddad. Yeah, in about his 20s as well. So basically, that's the sort of content I plan to do. Yes, very interesting. Because she said to me she wanted to do. Well, not wanted. She's also done a full history of our village, and the local library wouldn't let her put it in the library. She said to me she even started properly shouting, arguing with them because they did a similar thing with. I think they was a bit weird about my granddad's book being in there once as well. I don't know. But yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? They wouldn't let her put she'd printed out a whole history of where we live and they wouldn't let her have it in the library. So she said she just put it in the entrance and left it there. Because I nearly said to her, I'll have it, I would have it and I could show it at some places. Gerald said all others could see it and think those wall hangers are legit in an attempt to force entry. There you go. Marcus said National Archives, right? Yeah, maybe. Spacey said local history pretty much give my location away in many videos. Oh, yes. Yeah, well, that's it. Different circle. It depends. Some people aren't bothered, but I don't know. I don't really like people knowing where I live. There's too many weirdos about. They'd be dumb as fuck trying anything, but you don't know, Especially because the thing is, in this house, it's pretty much never empty anyway. There's always someone here. Pretty much 24 hours a day. So when I'm not here, say if I'm live streaming somewhere else, that doesn't mean this house is empty. But yeah, anyway. Mother said, I know you prefer another archive. I got my own archive. I got VHS archive up in the loft. Gmail alt. How you doing, mate? You alright? Yeah, how are you? You're right, mate. He said, been a while. TC said those histories should be the ones most told never. Exactly, TC. But I was quite upset for her when she said that the fucking when she said that the library wouldn't put the stuff in there. Because that takes the fucking piss. Because there was a proper history of the local area. I may have said my location before, Mark, but not deliberately. And I wouldn't now. Yeah. DC said these histories should be the ones that are told never. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did just read that. But yeah, I tried. The thing is, someone once when I was round Metallics was trying to find out where I lived while I was round hers live streaming down the beach. and they was messaging people asking what my address was while I wasn't at home. So yeah, that's definitely something sinister. Because why would you be doing that? Why would you be why would a person be urgently asking people online while I'm live streaming, obviously not at home? Yeah, and that's what they was doing. They was going around people who they thought knew me well enough to have my address, saying, I urgently need his address, can you tell me? But luckily, the people they was asking didn't know. And I think most people who do know would have the sense to say, well, who the fuck are you? Why do you want his address? You know what I mean? 12th, yeah, this is a local shop for local people. Yeah, well, we had a local talk for local people. Exactly. Spacey said, I've got a picture of my granddad from 1932 with the windmill in the background, plus the second one no longer there. He was 20 years when he had polio. Yeah, it's polio, yeah, in one leg. My great aunt had polio. I'm struggling to say polio because I keep wanting to say polo for some reason. Jim Adult said, I sound Graph's been busy. I love League of Gentlemen. Gerald said, if I was about to deliver a care package of items, nondescript, ignore the US Army logos. Spacey said, I think the story of what I know of my granddad is a good story. Born 1912, polio, 4 years old, dad died 1916. Marcus said, privacy isn't the same as secrecy. No, exactly. TC said, as an aside, my granddad fought in Monte Cassino and he never talked about it. Always get those stories if you can. They're worth more than anything. That's another good point, TC. What I'm trying to do, because everyone's dying now, I need to go and see my aunt, who's now going blind. I need to go and see her, and I need to get as many stories off her as I can, because I want to put those in a book, just as family history. Yeah. Gmail said, sorry, off topic. Now, any topic's all right. You know what I mean? And he said, must have came back too late. That man comes that stock over. Yeah. Are they even sold out in Prepper Shop now? I actually got the 100 quid version. I was telling everyone about the fucking 60 quid version because I thought, get in there, get. Yeah, I'd already bought mine before I found out about that. DC said, very. Worked in the mines at 14, mental health nurse, then World War II. Yeah, they're the older lot. They did a lot of fucking harrowing, fascinating things that they don't tell anyone about. But yeah, I want to get my aunt to tell. There's two people I can ask, and that would be my aunt and my dad's best friend. I want to ask them to tell me some sort of interesting stories about the family and about my dad, because he did a lot of fucking interesting like mental things. Yeah, so that'd be interesting to just, because I think they should be passed on, because it dies. The stories die if they don't get told. Yeah. Don't blame me that these are all sold out. There might be 3 people now. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone, by the way, if you haven't already. It does help, like, you see more of them and other people see more of them. Yeah. But I will. I'll ask her. She told me last time I saw her, we was at her husband's funeral, and she told me some stories about my dad then and family that I had I'd never heard them before. Yeah. Does it may be difficult to get them to open up about it? Have to be restricted. Well, they're okay with me asking. They don't mind me asking, and they'll tell me. And the other thing is, what I could do though, and I deliberately bought a small dictaphone type thing that's very easy to use. It's literally turn it on, press record, and I could leave that with her and just say, do it in your own time, and I'll come back in a couple of weeks or something. Because the gutting fucking thing is, I'd already mentioned it at my dad's funeral. I mentioned it, to my aunt's husband, Phil. I'd mentioned it to Phil. Could he tell me some stories about my dad? And just because you know, there's a lot of work stories where there's funny, interesting stories. You know, because they used to cut down massive fucking trees and shit like that. You know, and there's funny stories about them. And just anything, you know, anything that's amusing or, you know, or extraordinary, you know, or weird. You know, he did some very interesting things. And I had found out about a week before Phil died, he'd been waiting for me to go down there and get the stories off him. I felt really bad about that. PC said every story is worth writing down if you can. Spacey said World War One. My granddad was a lance corporal. See story recently about his death. Gmail said my great granddad was an orphan, almost sent to Australia, but ended up getting a shilling off Churchill when he was in the Home Guard. And it was his pride and joy. That's mental. That's great. Also, Pete said I got a photo of one of my grandpas in Egypt. Commander he was. Other one captured early in France. 5 years away he was, over 4 as a German POW. PC said, such a hard fucking life they fought for us. I'll never forget that. Exactly. Oh, Remembrance Day's coming up, isn't it? Gerald said, our great-grandfather was a driver in World War II. Right, just so everyone knows, I'll be going off in about 10 minutes. I'll go off about 1:30. But yeah, the older generations have got some very interesting stories that I bet some of them have never told anyone. Yeah, it's just how they were. Some of them probably don't want to tell them because, you know, their interesting stories to us probably fucking harrowing to them. You notice a lot of, and this is something I've noticed, right? Because I've noticed it not with everyone. So this is the thing that you might just think is what older people get, but it's not, right? Nearly every fucker who's been in the war has white hair. You don't naturally, not everyone goes grey when they're old, but nearly everyone who's been in the war has got actual white hair when they're older. There's a lot of people grow old and their hair don't go white. I know loads of people who are old as fuck and they ain't got white hair. Everyone who's in the wars were there. Yeah, that's saying something just there. Yeah, when men were men, Marcus, exactly, mate. Gmail said the ones who really went through the stories probably didn't hear a lot of day. Well, exactly. Spacey said Nan's bro died as a POW Burma Railroad. And an uncle, veteran in Korea and Nam, would never tell stories of us. Yeah, my great granddad. I know that he'd done his time in the war, and then went back because he wanted to carry on. And the day before World War One finished, he was shot by a sniper and killed in fucking wherever. Yeah. So if he'd have lasted, yeah, he went back. He'd done his time and went back. Pete said it's a shame of killing with many, especially when they saw the truth of it. Persia said my grandfather served in Europe, Africa, and Burma during World War II, and the only thing he came back with was hatred for his fellow man. Yeah, fucking weird, isn't it? It's very strange. Andy said, I've got white hair, but didn't take part in the war. Much worse. I had wars of exes, but there you go. But I'm not saying like people don't get white hair, but I noticed every single person you look at like all of the old World War II SAS, right? Every single one of those has white hair. There's not a single one of them with a single bit of colour in their fucking hair. Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at, Jarrell. White hair due to stress. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. So people will get white hair or grey hair through stress, but you look at people who have been in like the World War II, nearly all of them got white hair because it was, it was a very fucking, yeah. John said, "Do you think conscription will begin in next year's house?" I don't know. I ain't got a clue about that. But yeah. But that's just something I've noticed with the white hair thing. But Gerald said in World War II, you'd be very lucky to have any hair colouring. Exactly. But that's just something I noticed. I noticed nearly all ex-military, had been in World War fucking II. Oh, white hair. Nearly all of them. Gmail was reading about Operation Barbarossa at work today. 7,000 Russian soldiers died in 5 months. Hard to comprehend. That's mental, isn't it? Mental. DC said, "Be glad to be born when we are." Well, exactly. That's it. You off, mother? Good night, mate. Yeah, I'll be off in about 5 minutes. Yeah, it's been a good stream. I've enjoyed it. I like doing the random chatting and just let the chat go where it goes. If any new people are on, that's what we do on here. There's never really any topic. It's just we'll let the chat evolve as it goes along. So 1 minute we might be talking about fucking porno. It's all me shitting myself, and the next minute getting quite poignant on people who fought for our fucking freedom. Yeah. Pete said some people had terrible reactions to the kind of World War I shell shock, white head overnight. Yeah, exactly. That's another one. Yes, exactly. Goat porn. Good night, John. Take care, mate. It was nice having you on. Yeah, but I'll be off in a bit. That's been a good evening. I've enjoyed myself. As I say, I like the random chatting. Gmail said, "Glad to be born when we were, but it doesn't have the optimism for a peaceful future like it was in the 90s and 2000s." Well, exactly. Yeah. Marcus said, "Get Mark on sometime." Oh, that'd be a good idea. If I can get him down here one evening, maybe I will. I'll try. Yeah, I'll ask him one night. See if he wants to come sit down here. Kids are still awake. It's fucking 12:30. Just a shell shock was actually quite a decent term considering we have discovered that explosions cause micro brain damage. Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah. TC said, "Watch some of those videos. It's really sad." Yeah, I've done some research on my great granddad. But I don't think my granddad. I think he was either. I don't know. I know he weren't in. My granddad wasn't in World War II, and I don't know if that was because of disability or he either wasn't old enough. I can't remember. I don't really know. I've never really thought about why he weren't in it, but I know he weren't in World War II. My mum's dad was in the Navy in World War II. And the only thing I really remember, when we used to go on holiday with them, he would sit in the room with me and Malcolm and tell us stories about being in the Navy. And because he said if you couldn't swim, they'd just tie a rope around you and tuck you in the sea until you could swim. That's it. That's how you learn. They literally tie a rope around you, chuck you in the sea, and then you learn to swim like that. I wouldn't join the fucking Navy if I couldn't swim, but people did. Spacey said, "See, great picture recently. Saw men in uniform." I'll tell you what I'll do, Spacey. I'll cut out the name of my granddad in the picture, and I'll show you it tomorrow night. Because at the minute, it's got his name at the bottom of it. Yeah, I'll show you the picture of my granddad, and I might be able to show you some of the writing. I just need to make sure it doesn't have like actual obvious locations on it. Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, see a great picture recently. Saw men in uniform. Zeppelin was. Yeah, that'd be interesting. And he said, "Great live chat. Very nice way to spend a Friday night. Subscribed, and we'll look out for the next video and also next Friday. I'll be on tomorrow as well, Andy, if you're about." if you're here again. Yeah, that's been nice having you on, Andy. Yeah, it was lovely. Yeah, I enjoy sitting here having a chat. It's like just having a chat or a damn pub, isn't it? Take care, Andy. Good night, mate. Yeah, I'll be off in a few minutes. I'll be on tomorrow night, same time. Bird's my dad's dad was told to leave the recruitment office and come back tomorrow when he's old enough to, thanks, sake. So he said, no, I know my other granddad saved a 16-year-old from drowning. Some fellow in Newcastle. Jerry said, they say for decades shell shock was a bad description, but in the 2000s they discovered that damage active service personnel were receiving in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's PTSD, but has physical medical. Great film on YouTube, Sink the Bismarck. Yes, that I may have that on DVD, you know. I don't know. Right, I'm going to go off. Thank you for watching, everyone. I do appreciate it. If you haven't liked the stream, please do before you go. If you want to donate, feel free to. You know, it is massively appreciated if you do. The link is in the description or Nightbot. I'll put it on in a minute. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's nice having these random chats about anything sort of thing, isn't it? So that's what I like to do. Good night, Spacey. Take care, mate. See you tomorrow night. Berzio, Kenny, Richard, Marcus. Who else is on? Andy's gone. TC, Gyrel. If I've missed your name, no offense. Gyrel says, send your money to Mike. He's broke some bolts today. Needs more ammo. I fucking do. They're probably all sold out and it's my fault. Better for all those who live alone, close all the windows and lock all the doors, yes. Don't have nightmares. Do sleep well. Thank you, Gmail. He's just done it. Let me see if he's left a comment before I go. Thank you, Matt. I really do appreciate that. You're a fucking good bloke. Thank you. All right, this one goes out to Gmail. I'll play this as a note on the way out. But yes, thank you, everyone. It's down to you lot that this is true.
That's the funnest place to be.
Thank you, Gmail. Yeah, just about enough for a pint. Just about. All right, thank you for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. I'll see you all tomorrow night about 9:30, all right? Cheers for watching. I might do a horizontal one. We'll see. Good night. Thank you for watching. See you later.